What is up, Internet? I'm here with my good friend, Tyler Perea. Tyler, tell everybody hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good, man. What you been up to, buddy?
Oh, just working,
Yeah?
hanging out with family, chilling,
Yeah.
stuff like that. What you been up to?
Working.
Yeah, I hear you. Fights was great last weekend.
Yes.
They was.
Thank you.
I like the fights. The fights was good. Went 3 for 2.
3 for 2 at the gym, Dekalb Martial Arts and Fitness. You ain't wrong.
Nope.
Hell yeah, man. You got another comedy show coming up soon?
No, I don't. But what I have been doing is just been going to open mics and working on it. I've only been doing it for about a year and a half. Really trying to put together my puzzle pieces.
Yeah. Hard to get in front of people, ain't it?
Well, it ain't just that. What it is I want to be really good, and I've got about 6 notebooks full of shit.
That's cool.
And before I even started comedy, I was writing for about 2 years before that.
Yeah.
And
so what made you start writing though?
Well, I can get into that later.
Yeah.
But it's just I started realizing that everybody that I was talking to and stuff, every time I'd make them laugh, I was like, shit, I need to start writing that down.
Yeah.
I need to start writing that down. Or when I make myself laugh, I need to start writing that down.
Yeah.
So
no one told you that you should do it. You just
nobody told me I should do it. It's something that I always wanted to do.
Always wanted to stand up.
Always wanted
to do
stand up. I always wanted to do stand up. I just didn't know how to do it at all. I didn't know how to start or anything. But what I've learned so far is you just got to go do it.
Yeah. So
that's it. I met some really good people in there. I met some funny people, and I met some people who's trying and everything and getting good at it. I try to encourage people that I know that's around here that's funny to come try it. But also, I'll have some people come up to me every once in a while and be like, "Hey, I can do stand up. I'm funny." Huh. Well, I don't ever remember you ever being funny, but
I don't remember you ever making me laugh.
Yeah. But yeah, come on out. And I just want to, because people like that, you have to have some type of ego.
Yeah.
And you have to have confidence. You definitely do. But if you're an arrogant fuck, you just ain't going to.
It just don't cut.
No, it don't cut at all.
And it's crazy because everybody, it's like people fighting too. Like I can do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
And I thought I could do that.
Yeah, you could now.
Yeah.
But at the time, no.
No.
Like I can't. Remember that time I went with you to Huntsville? I was pretty zoned out of my mind. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna kill this. I had my energy. I had everything right. And it's hard getting in front of people and doing anything because no one. I read a thing the other day that said, "You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid of failing in front of."
There
people.
you go. That's it.
And son,
that fear of what somebody else thinks of you.
Yeah, and why is that such a big deal to everybody?
God, I know, right?
Yeah. So what a lot of people don't know is me and Tyler both used to be. He was a police officer. I worked in the jail. Tell us a little bit about your time as a police officer, boss.
Well, I was in there for about 10 years, but to just sum it up real quick.
10 years?
10 years. Well, 5 years in the jail, 5 years on the road.
See, look, now when I met Tyler, I had no idea, and I've told you I had no idea that you were ever a cop.
At all.
Tyler's cool, and I just never got that vibe off of him, especially for around where we live.
But anyways, to sum it up real quick, I was part of the good old boy system, but the problem is I wasn't ever a good boy.
Yeah.
They hold police officers to a higher standard.
And they should.
Well, they should, but I wasn't ever that high standard.
Amen.
But to maybe to sum everything up, let me just tell you how I grew up. Okay. So I grew up in Lebanon in the woods and shit, and I wasn't ever a sheltered child at all. My dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family is polar opposites. Yeah. My mom's side is prim and proper, and they obey the law.
Yeah.
My dad's side does not.
Yeah.
At all.
They white trash heroes.
Well, they've gotten a lot better. Anyways, my dad, he was a extremely smart person, and he was a problem solver, and he could fix anything. He really could. He was a good daddy, but he was very irresponsible, and he was a substance abuser. He was. I love my daddy to death, but he also had bipolar.
And
He
you
did.
also a little nervous.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I did get diagnosed with bipolar, but anyways, my dad, he used to take me around to his buddy's house.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, and his buddies was some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
But later turns out that they was drug dealers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they was nice people, and I grew up around these people. I
Yes.
did. And and my dad, he smoked weed in front of me when I was a kid. He did, but
So you knew that smell of that early age.
I did. I knew that smell, but I also knew that made him nice.
Yes.
But when he got to drinking or he got to doing any of the chemical shit, he was totally different. Or when he didn't even have anything, he was
Sad
totally
coming
different. Yes, he was. But growing up, I ended up getting molested when I was 5.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got molested when I was 5. It was a pretty traumatic experience.
Yeah.
It was by a woman,
Oh God.
which wasn't the traumatic part. The traumatic part is she said I had a little dick.
Oh no.
No, but when my mom called us
Yeah.
in the act, my mom called us in the act, and she freaked out, dude.
Oh,
She
should have.
Oh, she freaked out, fucking. But my dad was cool about it, and he was like, "Look, it's just a little wet Q-tip down there, and fuck."
Oh, God.
That's how he said it.
Oh no.
And my mom called DHR and the authorities and everything, and nothing really got done. But my dad was like, "Don't worry about the shit.
It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal to him."
Yeah.
But to my mama, she freaked out, which was the proper response.
Yes, correct.
It was. But in school, I always had. I wasn't ever like just a disrespectful fuck. I was mischievous as shit.
Yeah.
And when I was going through school from kindergarten through 12th grade, they paddled. And my parents told them.
No, now between me and you, I'm gonna have to pull this video off Facebook, but it's gonna be on YouTube.
Wait, what? Oh, because of cussing?
That's okay.
Oh.
Keep going. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm just letting you know when it happens, don't go, what are you doing?
Oh, no. It's all good. It's all good. Did you put a disclaimer on there?
No.
Well, it definitely ain't rated G, dog.
This is not for kids. It's,
Now
now you know.
you know.
No, go ahead. You tell them stories. Everybody's got a way to tell a story.
But anyways, what was I at?
You got to mom had found out she lost her mind. Dad said, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, and that was about it.
That's crazy.
That was about it. But going through school, though, I had kind of like behavioral problems.
That's where you were, actually.
Yeah. I had all through school, I fucking would go.
Yeah.
Mine's always racing and shit, and I'm always up to something. And so from kindergarten to 12th grade, I had a paddling every year.
Oh, yeah.
And my parents never tested it. The teachers would actually be like, "Hey, I paddled Tyler for this and that," and be like, "Well, that sounds about right."
Yeah, I had a ton of paddles.
Yeah.
Well, you comfortable and they can see. Now I got paddled I got paddled almost every damn day. I was a bad kid, Tyler.
Oh yeah.
I was a bad kid. I knew a girl in school named Paige Irvin, and I went to school at Ashton in kindergarten, and I didn't know it until this year. Ashton told me.
At Sylvania.
No, Fort Payne.
Oh, you went to Fort Payne?
Yeah, I went to Fort Payne
Yeah.
till 4th or 5th grade. Then I went to Sylvania for a year. Then I went to Henniger. I got kicked out of Henniger for alcohol, and I went to Eider, and then that's where I ended up at was Eider. But now I had the biggest crush on Paige. I really did for a long time. And one day she took my crayon from me, man. Purple crayon, purple my favorite color as a kid. I bit the shit out of her, Tyler. She bled. She cried bitter. I bit her little finger, man. I didn't feel bad for it at the time. You know, now looking back, I feel kind of bad. She got me back, though. She bust ketchup pack on me. And I was a bad kid in school, man. I couldn't not get in trouble. I was like, I can't sit here and sit still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to make me sit here and sit still, I'm going to fight you probably tooth and nail to not do it. I don't want to sit there and be still. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. My dad, my mom was wanting to put me on Ritalin, but my dad didn't want that.
Now, I was on Ritalin. And my stepmom, I also was touched as a child. And had she been hot, I probably would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
But she was fat and cross-eyed, so I just wasn't okay with it. And they gave me Ritalin a lot, but like she would like overdose me on Ritalin. For some reason, she don't want me like being cool and having a good time. There's demons on the planet, you know. People don't get that.
Yeah, they're yeah.
How'd you like being a cop, man? How'd you like it? What was it like to you?
Honestly, I've never had it in my heart.
Yeah.
But how it started was when I was in school. In high school, I got on drugs bad.
Yeah.
I got on drugs. I was a wild kid.
What grade did you start doing that? Like when you started?
Well, when I started smoking weed, you know how young I was?
Oh.
I was in 6th grade.
Good God.
6th grade, dog.
Ain't no good for you.
And the first time I got drunk was in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And I ended up, hanging out with people I thought was cool, whatever, but we all did stupid shit together and was just kids,
Yeah,
but we ended up getting on hard shit.
At too early of an age.
Too early of an age, man. Too early of an age. And I had anger problems. I did. I couldn't understand how to think properly at all. I couldn't. And but when I played football, and the only reason I played football, my dad wanted me to, and I was good at it. The only reason I was good at it is because I was just crazy.
Yeah,
that was it.
I could see that.
That was it. That was the only way I was good at it. But we sucked as a football team.
Yeah, where'd you play Fort Payne?
At Collinsville.
Okay.
Caleb went to Fort Payne. But I went to Collinsville, and we sucked at the time, and people would be dropping out like flies, quitting all the time. And my dad made me, put everything I had into everything that I did.
Yes.
And he also, if I started something, I finished it.
Yeah.
So no matter if we did suck, I was still going to finish it out. And I did finish it out, but I was also pretty bad on drugs. Well, when I graduated, my family was trying to really talk some sense into me, but at this point I knew everything.
Yeah, they don't tell me. I'm a teenager. I know.
Yeah, I know everything there is to know about everything.
I've been out here.
Yeah. And so once I got out of high school, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I was going, what I wanted to do. I had a buddy call me up. He ended up getting a free scholarship cheerleading at Sneed.
Cool. Heck yeah.
And he called me up. He was like, "Hey, man, do you want to go to college for free?" Yeah. I was like, "Well, how would I do that?" He was like, "To be a cheerleader." I was like, "I don't know about that, dog."
Yeah, it's iffy at best.
Yeah. He was like, dog, you can get your books paid for, tuition paid for, everything paid for. All you got to do is come try out. I was like, "Okay, well, what I have to do?" He's like, "You got to do a back tuck, which I call a backflip."
Yeah.
Just a backflip. And then you got to do toss hands, which you're throwing a girl up and then you catching her by her feet.
Okay.
And that's the tryout that I had to do.
Okay.
I went up there to Shiloh. It was called, I think it's called Maxim or some shit. It was a gymnastics gym.
God, I hope it was called Maxim.
I forgot what it's called. But anyways, it was a gymnastics gym.
Yeah.
And the guy there, dude, he could do all kinds of flips. And I was amazed. I was like, my God, this is crazy how you can really move your body and stuff like that. And so my buddy introduced us to the coach, to the assistant coach, and to a cheerleader. And he was like, "All right, what I want you to do is I want you to do a back tuck, which is a back flip on the trampoline." I was like, "Okay." So I went, did a couple of times on the trampoline. He was like, "Okay, now I want you to do it standing flat-footed." I was like, "Okay." And I about broke my neck because I got scared.
Yeah.
I got scared. I thought about it and shit. And so they spot me, and I ended up getting it on like the second try.
Yeah.
And landing it on the second try because they walked me through it, how to do it. Jump straight up, pull your knees, and there you go.
Make sure I can see you. Go ahead, pull your knees.
All right, so you jump straight up, pull your knees, and you can't think about it. When you think about it,
you're going to break your neck.
You're going to break your neck. So I did that. And then, so they walked me through. They was like, "Okay, this time there was this girl cheerleader, and
Was she pretty?
yeah, she was pretty. She was pretty. She was little and everything, but she was good at what she done, and that's how I was able to down catch her feet because she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, you just have to catch her.
Yeah, I just had to catch her feet.
I got you.
And so they walked me through it. They said, just hold her by her hips, dip down, throw her up, catch her by her feet. I was like, okay. I did that in the second try. And once they seen that I can catch on, they was like, okay. They signed me.
That's cool.
I got a free ride to Sneed.
Awesome.
No, I didn't have to pay for nothing.
Sneed's a good college.
Sneed is a good college, and it's a good way if you don't want to take the ACTs, go to a community college, and then you can transfer to a university.
Yeah.
Well, I'd never wanted to go back to school.
Yeah.
At all. The blue collar side is the way I should have went.
Yeah.
The trade and stuff like that. But I had no it was not in my heart to go to college at all. But I went there just,
And it was free.
and it's free. Well, I only lasted a semester, and what happened was
Oh no.
Well, what happened was that I was getting real good at it. There was a scout from Alabama that came to look at this guy that's been a cheerleader all through high school at Sparkman in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Well, the coach, the scout from Alabama told our coach, I was like, well, who's that guy? Talking about me. Oh, that's Tyler, man. He's only been doing it for about 3 months now. Oh, cool, yeah. Well, anyways, that next week, me and the cheerleaders was all at a house party in Boaz, and we ended up getting arrested for underage drinking.
Oh,
Well,
no.
yeah, we got taken away on a paddy wagon and all that. We're all 18 and stuff.
What's paddy wagon?
That's a big bus.
Oh god.
Big bus that they load you up on. They took all of us because we was underage and drinking, which was bad. It's bad, Sam.
Not okay.
It's not okay at all.
I don't recommend anyone drink. Personally, I think, but it's a weird area that where we live. I think the pot's probably healthier.
It is. It's a lot healthier. It's a lot healthier. And, but anyways, so they took us away. We get arrested. We bond out and stuff like that. Everybody's pissed off at us. The dean's saying, look, this is your warning. We had to do community service and clean up the campus.
Okay.
And like, if you do it again, if you get arrested again, you're off the team. You're out.
So don't do it.
Next week, we get arrested again for underage
God.
drinking, and we got off the team. And so at this point, I'm going job to job, stuff like that. And my granddad on my mom's side, now he's got a good name. My granddad's a good guy. I love my granddad to death. He is wise. He's 81. He turned 81 on Leo's birthday. He actually got shot in the line of duty, and his partner got killed.
Damn.
So this was in '71 when this happened on Easter Sunday.
Okay.
His partner had an 8-day-old baby. So what happened?
When he died?
Yep. Had an
God.
8-day-old baby, and he was reserve. He was
man.
reserve riding with my papa, and they didn't have the cages
Yeah,
in the
that's
cars.
awful. Good God.
So my papa, this was in Gadsden, and he said that this guy was driving in the middle of the road real slow late at night in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So he blue lights him. He pulls him over. And then he's drunk as all get out.
Yeah.
He's a 19-year-old boy. 19-year-old boy, drunk as all get out. So he had to take him to jail for DUI. I don't think they handcuffed him at all.
Probably not.
No, and so they get him in the back seat of the car. Well, he jumps over the back seat, in between the seat, and grabs the reserve's gun. And my papa was like, the man who died, his name was Orman Watkins.
Yeah.
And he got his gun. He ended up shooting and killing Orman. And then shot my papa in the shoulder right above the heart.
Good God.
And then he gets out of the car and runs.
Your papa does, or the other guy?
No, the other guy
I got you.
gets out of the car and runs. Well, my papa gets out, and they're carrying down 38 revolvers.
Yeah.
And his left arm is messed up, so he's trying to aim and shoot him. And he fires all 6 shots, and no, the guy steals a cop car.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and he hits blue lights and everything, and well, he ends up getting caught. My papa is in the hospital, and my mama remembers getting a knock at the door from another trooper because my papa was a state trooper,
Yeah.
and his dad was a state trooper. She remembers on Easter Sunday, when she was a little girl, she gets a knock at the door, and as a trooper, and my grandma answers the door, and she said, "Barbara, Ron's been shot." That's all he said. So I have to go to the hospital.
Didn't say if he was dead or nothing.
No, they didn't. He said he's
God.
been shot. But the man who died had an 8-day-old baby.
That's awful, man.
Yeah, a little girl.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. And so when it went to court, the defense attorneys made it out to where Papa was the bad guy and the instigator. They ended up dropping the attempted murder charge on my papa and finding him guilty on the murder charge for killing Orman. Well, he serves 10 years. George Wallace is the governor, I think, at the time. George Wallace or Father James, one of them pardoned that guy. While he was in jail, he ends up getting his law degree. Now he's a practicing criminal defense attorney in Birmingham.
Now that guy is.
That
They
guy
killed
is.
that guy with
Yeah.
the daughter.
He served 10 years, yeah. And now he's a practicing criminal defense attorney in Birmingham. His name is Roland Gamble, I think his name is.
So Roland Gamble's a scumbag.
Yeah. Well, last time I heard is he's a bad alcoholic, which
Oh.
I've been there. I've been there,
No
but he's living with a lot of shit, but he's still in denial. He still denies that he had anything to do with that. But he killed that man, and he shot my papa.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then my other papa, he was in the Korean War, and he was in the Air Force. He was in a B-29 bomber.
That's
He was
cool.
a top and bottom turret gunner. He ended up getting shot in the war. My papa, Earl, was a hard-working dude. He's a hard-working man, but he's also mean. He's also racist. But you know who he is racist against the most?
Who?
Was his own kind, the
Okay.
Mexicans.
Ha!
So he always hated it when anybody called us a Mexican
Yeah.
for our name. He did. He hated that shit. Turns out we really are. But he thought we was Apache Indians because being an Apache Indian sounds a hell of a lot cooler to him.
Yeah.
It
They're being Spanish.
Yeah. But he kept saying we're Apache Indians. We ain't no Mexicans. See, our family is from California, Southern California, Tijuana, California.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his dad's name, my great granddad's name was Lupe. Lupe the Apache Indian.
Lupe, the Apache. Yeah. You're off, boss.
Yeah. So, and Caleb looks like a little cholo.
I swear, I never thought y'all were Spanish. I thought y'all were always like Italian.
No, we are. We got so much different shit in us. Got so much different types of heritage in us.
Yeah.
We definitely got Southern American and Central American and Italian. I do got Italian in me.
I say Italian more than I say Spanish. Just Perea doesn't even sound Spanish to me.
But I think Perea is a derivative of Perea's.
I can see that.
Because like the Hispanics that I went to school with and that I've worked with, when I say that, I tell them my name. Oh, okay, you're Mexican.
And do you ever get called Perez?
Yeah.
Oh,
People
man.
butchers my name all the time.
That's awful. My name gets destroyed, but I swear I've always thought y'all were just Italian, just because you don't look Spanish.
No. But anyways, so my papa, after I get out of college, he's wanting to try to give me some guidance. My papa Ron wanting to try to give me some guidance, and
The Indian. Ron.
No. My Papa Ron's a state trooper.
I got you. The good guy.
My Papa Earl is the other one. Is my
you.
dad's dad.
The goofy guy.
Yeah, but he was a hard worker and he couldn't make money, but he was also an asshole.
Yeah.
He was. So my papa, I was about 19, I guess, at the time.
Melted him, Tyler.
You did. You knocked him out, didn't you?
19.
Yeah, I was 19, and he said, "Hey, do you want a job I can get you on at the jail in Dekalb County?"
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, "Look, it's got retirement and it's got health insurance." I was like, "Yeah, I guess. I never aspired to be a local cop. Yeah, never crossed my mind. And so I got in there, but at this point in my life, I'm still wild. I'm still partying, just wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Raging.
Jimmy, raging. Dude, I'm wild. When I say, I have no control. No control.
I got you.
So, Jimmy Harris is the newly elected sheriff. And Jimmy, when he got elected to sheriff, rode his old horse, his Palomino horse. Do you remember that on the courthouse steps to get sworn in? He had a cowboy hat and shit. No, you fucking.
I'm younger than you. I'm younger than you.
Oh yeah, I am 34.
I'm a little not much younger, but I'm a little younger. I don't remember even knowing. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember who People's Sheriff is until so and so. He did not ride a horse.
Yes, he did. All right, look, to get sworn in on his first time getting elected sheriff. He was a 3-term sheriff. But the first time he rode his damn Palomino horse. I think it was a Palomino. I don't know. I ain't no fucking horse. It was a fucking horse going up the steps to the courthouse to get sworn in. Had his cowboy hat. I'm a badass motherfucking Jimmy Harris. But truth be told, listen to this. Jimmy was in the Klan.
No,
yeah, he was. Jimmy was in the Klan. So when he first got elected as sheriff, it got brought up and stuff. And
Pointy Hat Clan.
Pointy Hat Clan. So Jimmy, this was back in the late 70s, early 80s, I guess, when the Klan was marching from Selma to Montgomery. And the Montgomery mayor, his name was Emery Fulmer at the time, and he was a long-term mayor. Well, the Klan was wanting to march inside the city limits of Montgomery, but the mayor's like, "We ain't giving you a permit to come in here and march, you goofy bastards. We ain't giving you a permit, you fucks. And if you come into the city limits, we're going to arrest you." So Papa was working that day. Like when they was marching, they came up to Montgomery and they rounded up 300 Klansmen. Jimmy was one of them.
No.
Jimmy was one of them. Hell yeah, Jimmy was one of them. But when that got brought up when he first got elected,
oh no.
Yeah, it got brought up because it's on his history and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he had to go clear it up, pull some strings and all that. But what his excuse was, like, look, I wasn't in the Klan. No, dog. I was undercover.
Oh.
No, yeah. Jimmy, motherfucker, you was under sheets, dog. You wasn't undercover.
Dude, that's crazy.
But no, that was true. But Jimmy was a Mason.
Yeah.
Jimmy was a Mason. So, and at the time, Masons really ran everything.
They carry
and
some weight.
they carry a lot of weight. They do. They really do.
Why?
Well, I don't know, but do you know, like, the head Mason at one of the lodges is called the Worshipful Master?
No.
Did you not know that?
No.
Dude.
My dad wants to be a Mason. Somebody can't
stand my God. My papa's a Mason, but he don't really go to meetings anymore.
Yeah.
But look, if you're Mason, they don't reveal any secrets at all.
No, they don't want nothing out.
They don't want nothing out. And I understand that, I guess, but they do say, "Do you believe in God?" Of course I believe in God. So does Mormons and Muslims and Jehovah's Witnesses and Christians and everybody else.
Yeah.
We all believe in God, but no man is meant to be a worshipful master.
Worshipful master.
Yeah.
No, that's insane, brother.
Yeah, that is. But anyways, so I get into jail, and I'm like, shit.
And you're like in the game with them.
And what?
At the jail, like you're in.
Yeah.
You're good.
I'm in now, and I try to do a good job and stuff like that. But anyways, how what was taught in there was, well, you don't put up with no shit.
No.
You don't put up with no shit at all.
No.
And I remember the first guy that I tased, I was told to tase this guy. You remember SEG?
Yes,
Segregation,
SEG,
S-pod? Or,
Yes.
Yeah, I think they call them pods.
It's Seg and Romeo.
Yeah, SEG. Well, anyways, so I was on night shift, and to carry a taser, you got to get tased, and to carry pepper spray, you got to be pepper spray.
And I hate to cut you off. That's a lie. Because I was watching the video, and they were telling us how you got to be doing it. At the very end of the video, it says you do not have to be maced and tased to do this. If anyone tells you different, they're lying.
Yeah. But it's a good thing to do.
Yes, but they're more hazing people. Because I remember when I got maced and tased, they brought there was 70 people there. Like old people. I was cussing these people because I was angry and hurting. But why did you bring all these old people here to see us get maced and tased? You know, it was just weird for me.
Yeah.
Weird, little culty for me.
Yeah.
Hey, he's getting fucked up riding the lightning today. Let's all go watch.
Yeah.
No. What do you mean go watch?
Yeah.
And then I can't post it on the internet though. But they can invite their buddies to watch. That's a little strange for me. Go ahead, boss.
Yeah. But what was that?
He's had to get maced and tased.
Oh, had to get Mason tased. But anyways, the first guy that I tased, he all he did was just beating on the door, beating on them steel ass doors, them big ass doors. Look, this was it. Okay, he was knocking on it, and I go up there and I ask him, I was like, "What do you need?" He's like, "I just want a book." I was like, "Okay," so I go get him a book and shit and stuff, and they was like, "Is he beating on that door again?" I was like, "Yeah, he just wanted a book." And I look, next time I'm tired of this sadistic guard. He's an old sadistic bastard.
Yeah. Didn't have to really.
Old sadistic bastard, and he's like, "Look, next time he beats on that door, you go in there and you pop his ass with that taser." And the sergeant on duty is like, "Yeah, you do that shit because we're tired of him beating on that door." I'm like, "Okay,
I'm gonna whoop his ass."
Okay, and so.
You say, "Yes, sir." Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, I was like, "Okay, okay," and so, well, here he goes, beating on that door again, and they was like, "Tyler, okay, it's your time. Go shoot his ass." I was like, "Okay," and as soon as I get up there, opens the door. He's sitting down, and I just tase him.
No.
Yes, dude. Yes. And that's fucked up.
It is.
It's fucked up.
But they told you to do it, and you was the new guy.
Yeah. But anyways,
yeah.
But
what did he say?
Ow. He fucking said ow. It hurt.
Oh,
and
God.
shit. But he didn't beat on that door anymore. But
no, never.
Anyways, during that time, they wanted to get that whole mentality instilled of you're better than these people.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucking better than these people. Don't you take no shit from these motherfuckers.
They're scummy.
They're scummy people. So don't take no lip from them. Don't listen to them or anything. But it turns out, when I started talking to them, hell, they reminded me of like my dad. They reminded me of people growing up.
Your dad.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Nice people when they're sober and shit. And I was like, damn, these are good people. These are cool people, you know?
Yeah, they're nice to me. Right
nice to me.
They got a little drunk.
Yeah. So anyways, during that time, we had to pass out the medicine.
I remember meds.
Yeah, had to pass out the medicine. They had narcotic medicine.
Yeah.
To give out.
Had them Seroquel.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a good thing.
Nope.
But anyways, there was a couple people down dipping in that shit. And I got brought into that investigation. I did. On stealing pills and stuff, but then I started realizing, we're all making like $8 an hour, and you're just straight up hiring people off the street.
To give medicine
to people. That's not even certified. Yes, it's cheaper than hiring a nurse. So, but there were several people that was dipping in the medicine. Turns out, at the end, Jimmy was dipping in that medicine.
Ooh, how do you know?
Yeah, well, there's a bunch of rumors, but how I know that Jimmy was on pills is when when I was jailing on day shift.
Yes.
It's one time when I knew for a fact he's a pillhead, just like me, just like everybody else.
Yeah, he's no different than anybody else.
He's no different than anybody else. But so what happened was he's like, Tyler, get my Tahoe, take it around for the car washers to wash my Tahoe. And I was like, okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, yes, sir, yes, sir. But and I'd always, if an investigator or whatever asked me to do that, I'd check for guns and check for stuff like that, make sure there ain't no damn weapons for them to get. So when I took it around to the back gate and to where they wash the cars at, I opened up his console and there was a gun, there was a pistol, and shit. I got the pistol out, but there's also a pill bottle.
Oh God.
There's also a pill bottle full of pills, and I looked at the pill bottle and it was like lower tabs, and it had a woman's name on it.
Oh no, wasn't his a bit.
And it wasn't his a bit at all. And it's a doctor that I didn't even recognize. This is a true story. I have no reason to fucking make this
It's a lie, yeah.
Yeah, this is the first term he was in. So I take the gun and the pills to him. I was like, here you go. And as soon as I gave him the pills, he took them real quick, put them in his desk.
Now, wasn't his wife's name?
No, I know his wife.
Okay,
well,
I got
ex-wife's name.
Now he snatched them from you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, anyways, I started getting wild, like going to parties and stuff, and I ended up
As a cop,
as a corrections officer.
I got you.
Yeah. I'd go out to these parties. I was 19 years old, and I'd get caught by these other deputies and stuff. They'd tell on me. And then Jimmy would be like, Tyler, you don't need to be partying with these people. You're held to a higher standard. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah, I know. So I had to stop. Well, I ended up getting caught again going to another party, and they suspended me. And I ended up getting fired from DeKalb County for sleeping with a married woman that I worked with.
That's what you got fired for?
Yeah, that's what I got fired for. Sleeping with a married woman.
Now, before you keep going, I heard, and this is just what I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know what's true and what's not, but a rumor is, who's the current sheriff?
Nick.
Now, I heard that Nick had an affair with a married woman, and that's awful, right? Because one of the big questions that my references were asked when I was trying to be a cop at Rainsville was if there's a single lady in the house or a married lady in the house, and you go in there and she's pretty, what are you doing? Well, I'm walking out the door. I'm married anyway. What I heard was that he had an affair with that lady. I can't really respect that. That's somebody's wife.
Yeah.
But what I heard was that he ended up in a fight in the yard with that man.
I heard the same shit.
I heard they squared up and duked it up. Now, if that's the case, I go, okay. He could have arrested him, shot him, something crazy. If that's the case, that's cool. I would like to know, and I think a lot of people would like to know. Keep
but
going.
I heard too from people who's Nick supporters. That's a rumor.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It could be a rumor.
It could be a rumor.
I'm not
because
saying,
some people too, they will lie.
Yeah, for sure.
But
and he seems nice.
he is a nice guy.
He seems very nice.
Nick is a nice guy. He's got some fucking shit bags in there, but he's
Yes,
also
yes.
got some really good people in there too. But he's got some shit bags.
Like them young boys that beat up that old man.
Yeah, but now they are serving their time.
They are.
They're serving their time and they're in hell, but they learned that shit.
Yes.
One
It
guy.
was taught.
Oh yeah, they got caught. That was bad, but they ain't the only ones that's done that shit.
No, hell no.
At all. They ain't the only ones that's done that shit. But anyways, after that, I was maybe 21, and the lady that I had the affair with, that's married, is my son's mama.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. Leo.
Yeah, Leo.
Okay.
And I am thankful for that boy. I
He's
love
such
him.
a sweet boy.
He's
man.
such a good kid.
He wants some cheese dip, but
He wants some damn cheese dip.
he is a damn
And he's
good
got
boy.
such a smart mouth on him. He's so smart.
I've never seen him be a smart mouth with you.
No, he's very
He's smarter than you.
yeah, that. He's very condescending.
Yeah.
Very.
Dad, see, Dad.
Yeah.
I love that kid.
Yeah, I love that kid too, man. He's my world, and him Nolly is.
Nala's adorable.
She is. She's a pistol.
Yep.
Firecracker.
She loves hanging out with kids. She count the other day to the damn water slide. I ate that up. Keep going, boss.
So anyways.
It's fun.
So I after that I'm like, shit. I should have hung it up right then. I should have went into a trade, but I didn't want to work.
No.
I didn't want to work. I didn't want to put in no physical work.
No.
Like my dad and all them that
hurting all the time.
Yeah, no. And so my papa was like, look, I help you on at Cherokee County.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know this.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. He was like, you got retirement, you got health insurance. He's still just trying to look out for me.
He's a papaw.
He's my papaw. And I really had no guidance, and I wasn't listening to nobody at all.
Especially not with papaw.
No, but this time, no, especially my papaw. But this time,
Well, he's old.
yeah, me getting fired and the shit that I experienced in Dekalb had humbled me to where I was nicer to people.
Yeah.
I started treating people better and stuff. And anyways, they ended up liking me at Cherokee County at first and stuff. And I ended up getting promoted to lieutenant in the jail there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Well, I mean, at the time, I guess.
I'm melting him, son.
But there was great people that I worked with. I'm not, okay, before I go any further, I'm not a fuck police type of guy. I'm a fuck some of them.
Yeah, some's bad.
Some is bad, but there's a lot that's good too.
There's a lot of good cops.
There's a lot of. He's a great guy. I know he passed away.
He was such a good guy.
He was such a nice guy. Such a nice guy.
You know Gary Williams?
Yes, the DA.
A good guy,
he is a nice guy. I mean, he is a down to earth guy.
Yeah.
There's you know Matt Wilson.
Yeah.
He used to be a cop in Fort Payne. Now he's a trooper. He's a jack dude. He looks like Captain America type.
I got you.
But he's so humble and he's amazing.
And that's the best cop.
Yes,
that's really
yes.
What you should be as a police officer.
Yes, they have empathy. What I ended up doing was I traded empathy for arrogance.
I got
and that's where I went. I was young, dumb, fucking punk.
Yeah.
I was. So I get to Cherokee County and I guess I was like, I guess I settled. I guess this is where I'm going. I guess this is what I'm trying to do, I guess. And my heart never was into it. And the sheriff asked me, he's like, hey, do you want to go to the weekend academy? And I was like, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I'll go to the weekend academy. And it took me 14 months. Every other weekend, I worked one weekend in jail, one weekend at the academy. And I went to the academy with some of the DeKalb County guys, and I like them guys. They are good guys.
Some of them.
Well, the ones that I went to the academy with.
Well, name the good ones, so people don't think we're being scumbags.
Wait,
all cops are
the
garbage.
good ones in the academy, or what?
Just the ones you knew that were good.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna like fill it in.
I gotta go. Sorry, my bad. I'm enjoying this. Go ahead.
So after I get out of the academy, the sheriff puts me on the road, gives me a Crown Vic. I had a bunch of rust on the top. It's just a shitty Crown Vic, but it was mine to take care of. He wanted to see if I could take care of it. And I like the sheriff over there in Cherokee County. I don't know how he is now at all, but when I knew him, he was trying to give me good guidance and stuff at the time.
You're not with him now.
No, not at all. I quit there, but so I get out on the road and I start training. I go with one of the deputies and we're riding around and stuff. And I love people and I love trying to be nice to people. And he would go to these calls and stuff, and I'd just be friendly to the caller or the victim or even the offender. I was just friendly. I was just me. And he ended up telling me, the guy that I was riding with, he said, they think it's fake when you're being that friendly, and you don't need to be that friendly to people. I was like, but it ain't fake. I'm being genuine.
It's just that's how I am.
That's just how I am. And that stuck with me, and he's still over there.
He's still there?
He's still there.
Yeah.
He's still there. He's still there.
Well, he's beating people up, probably.
Yeah.
Especially the crackheads.
So while I'm there, I try to do the best job that I can. And for me, it is answering the calls. It is, I had never really liked serving civil papers at all, like summons or anything like that. What I did like doing was serving warrants, and I did like going after like the hard shit, the hard drugs and stuff, because I thought that was my job.
Yeah.
Is to go after that shit. And I ended up being pretty good at it because now that I look back at it, it's the easiest thing I've ever done was arrest drug addicts.
Yeah, no
That's the
problem.
easiest thing I've ever done in my life, and there's no sense in bragging about it online or posting pictures of it at all because back then I looked at them as they was scummy, they was shitheads, they was just low down, run of the mill people, and I wasn't nothing about that, but I was everything that they was.
Yeah, you was doing the same stuff.
I was doing the same shit. I was drinking heavily at this time. I wasn't on drugs at this time, but um, but that's just how the mentality was about these people. They were suffering, is what they are.
They're doing something they can't stop doing.
Yeah, and I could pick them out. You can pick them out.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's not hard at all. It's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life.
Like, hey, you're smoking that crack yet? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll give you an example of how easy it was to arrest a meth head. One night I get a call at Dollar General on 411, and the manager says, hey, this guy's in here. He left his meth pipe in the buggy, in the yellow hand buggy, and he's in the store looking for it right now. And
he just wants his pipe back.
He's wanting his pipe back. Can you send an officer out? And so I get the call and I go out there. And as soon as I get the Dollar General, I can immediately know who it is because he's in one of the aisles doing this shit right here, fucking looking for his pipe. Goon the fuck out.
What is this?
I don't know. It's some type of tick. I don't fucking know.
I see that though. I see it sometimes.
I don't know. But while I'm watching him, he's fine. He's occupied trying to find his pipe in the fucking toy section.
Are you there in officer clothes?
Yes. I'm there, full uniform. He don't even realize it. He's pulling out damn like books, coloring books and shit. Like damn. But I asked the manager. I was like, I guess that's the guy. She said yes, and here's his pipe. She points to it. She didn't even touch it. She points to it in the basket, and she's like, yeah, he just left it here. And at this point, I'm feeling more like pest control than anything. Yeah. And I go up there and I talk to him. I'm like, hey man,
you good?
I was like, did you lose something? God's honest truth. I hold up the pipe and I show it to him. I said, did you lose this? He's like, yeah. How'd you know? No, I swear to God. I swear to God. Back everything.
Jesus
everything.
Christ.
I was like, I just lucky guess, I guess. Just lucky guess. And he said, oh. Then he realized that I was a cop. I was like, yeah, buddy, I got to take you to jail, man. And he's like, why? I was like, well, because meth is illegal, dog. It is. And you can't be losing your meth pipe in a grocery basket.
Especially not the kids section.
Yeah, especially, buddy. And so I put him in handcuffs. I took him out. I was like, is this your truck? And he was like, yeah. I was like, do you got more dope in there? You know what he said?
What?
Yeah. Oh, I got about 1 gram of dope in here. And I was like, okay, do you mind if I get it? Well, at this point, I already had probable cause. He admitted to it. So I opened it up, and he was like, it's in that cigarette pack. And I got it out. I was like, here you go, buddy. And I was like, I'm going to take you to jail. So
you said I'm not taking you to jail?
No, I did take him. Okay. I had to take him to jail. And I took him to jail for possession and drug paraphernalia. But if he just had, okay, so Wiz taught this too. If you have a bag of dope on you, okay, just that bag of dope with that clear plastic bag containing that dope, you charge them with 2 charges. Charge them with possession for the drugs, and then you charge them paraphernalia for the bag. The reason why, you know the reason?
No.
Plea deals. Plea deals is what makes this fucking world go round, dog.
How?
Okay, so what it is, let's say I arrested somebody for possession of controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. It goes to court. They get a defense attorney. Okay, the defense attorney and prosecutors, they're all buddies, but it's all work and shit. But they all don't want to really work. The prosecutors got a shit ton on their back. They do. They got like 5 prosecutors with thousands of cases. So they really ain't got time to take anything to trial.
Yeah.
Defense attorneys, they just want that money.
Yeah.
They do. So they tell them, they're like, look, we'll drop the felony if you plead guilty to the damn paraphernalia, and then you do color code, and then it'll all be wiped off.
Well, that color code's that money.
It is that money.
That's the money, man.
It is that money.
There was a time when I was in the jail. We were taking people to court, but we were taking people to court in the sense of like it was online court because COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I wouldn't see the courtroom. Well, now I know the drug court guy. I've seen him before, and this is no joke. He would set them down, and they would sit down, and he would say, "Hey, do you have a drug problem?" And they'd go, "No, I got a little drunk one night." And he goes, "Okay, well, if you don't got a drug problem, I can't help you. You'll sit here a few months. And then we'll come back to it." And they'd be like, "What do you mean?" And then he'd go, "Well, I don't help people that don't got a drug problem."
No.
He said, "If you got a drug problem, I can put you on color code. We can help you with that problem, get you right." And he was pretty much telling them if they didn't take that color code and say they had a drug problem, they was gonna stay in jail. Man, that don't sound like help to me. That don't sound cool. Just sitting there feeling that's when I first started getting uncomfortable. It was when I heard that, and I was like, I'd seen bad stuff anyway. Like them, I seen an Asian lady in there, and one guy was making fun of her accent. You know, she was ice. You know, and there was another guy that he had been locked in his cell. He was locked up, and this guy knew I had his back and had to have his back. So he said, "Pop that cell," and he jumped. Him and that boy got into it. It just got uncomfortable, man. The job description is, protect and serve. You're supposed to work for the people. If you're too big,
you're doing more serving than protecting.
Yeah, if your attitude dingo is so big that you're gonna go beat someone up with 2 people, 5 people, 6 people having your back just because you can, there's something weird there. I just couldn't work there and do that.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. So when I ended up letting a lot of people go for bullshit, and I've arrested people for bullshit, and I do feel bad about it. But when I'd let people go for like weed, or if they was drinking or whatever, and calling somebody to come get them or whatever, I ended up getting on to somebody got on to me for that I worked with. They said, "This is what they said, Tyler. Everybody goes to jail."
Oh God!
Everybody goes to jail. I was like, "No, the fuck, they don't have to. They don't have to at all."
That's not cool, man.
No, that ain't cool at all. That ain't cool. So I ended up having to take people to jail for shit that I didn't want to.
Yeah, like
at all.
Like grandma weed.
Yeah, which I do feel bad about arresting people for bullshit.
Yeah,
I really do.
Sure. But also that was what was pushed on you. I'm not saying you should have did it. There's it's just not okay, right? There's stuff I did that wasn't okay when I was working with them. Stuff that I let slide that under the job description I never should have let slide. I wasn't mean to anybody. I didn't do anything crazy that I can remember. I'm sure it's possible I was out of line. I'm sure sometimes I was like, "Nah, we'll get it to you," blah, blah, blah. But there was stuff that under my job description I let slide. Like that police officer that did let those boys beat up that old man. Is he going to go to jail too? How does that work? His job description was to stop that. That was always it. There was people I seen I should have stopped a lot of stuff and I didn't, man. And there's a lot of other people that's not stopping it either because they don't want to get fired.
No, they don't.
They don't want to get pulled over and get a ticket because maybe they were a little mouthy.
Yeah.
They don't want that to happen. They want to keep that chest puffed out, knowing, hey, the blue line.
Yeah, blue line matter type shit. Yeah,
and that's weird.
I used to be in that fucking cult too, where Punisher, fucking all this shit. Man, get the fuck.
Why do you have a Punisher logo?
Yeah, because you're punishing people.
Yeah, that's
you're
job.
Punishing bad motherfucker. That's what you are.
Yeah. Now the thing is, so when Will's been arrested in the past, and he told me a story. It took like 10, 15 of them with tasers.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, I'm sure they were mouthy to him. I'm sure they hit him some extra after he was arrested, because I was arrested one time. And, I was mouthy when I was drunk, but I was blackout drunk, right, myself. And, man, it was took like 6 people to beat the hell out of me. And I was just like, Well, we could just be one. Probably deserve to have my ass whooped. It don't take 6 people to whoop your ass. You know what I mean?
No, you know. But during that, I seen some fucked up shit too.
Yep.
Seen, I had to work a triple homicide. Got in a car chase with the murderer.
Oh God.
And so what happened? Okay, it's about to be a quadruple homicide.
Yeah.
But the guy played dead, and he called the cops.
Jesus.
So I was working in Cherokee County, and it was okay. What's different about Cherokee County and DeKalb County, all these they got backup everywhere.
Yeah.
Cherokee County don't.
Oh,
It's
okay, I got
rural. Yeah, it's me and another guy on second, and then after I go home at 1, I was on second shift. After I go home at 1, it's one guy. And then you got the municipalities. You got Leesburg, Cedar Bluff, and Center, and that's it. But you got a whole big ass county too for one person. It's dangerous as shit.
Oh yeah.
And it was maybe about 9, 10 o'clock at night one night. We get a call that there's multiple 1089s, which is dead bodies, inside of a house. And
1089 dead body.
1089 dead bodies.
Good God.
Multiple. And the dispatchers that we had was badass. They were so calm, cool, and being a dispatcher, people don't understand. I couldn't ever do that shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't ever do that because they're dealing with frantic people,
Yep.
high stress situations, and they're also dealing with a bunch of stupid shit.
Yeah.
A bunch of people calling in, this person's all over the road type shit. Get the fuck on, Becky.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I got
But
you.
anyways,
I've called in for that.
I mean, yeah, we all have. We've all done that.
This guy's being all.
But they deal with stuff the phone's constantly ringing. Well, they ended up getting this call, and what had happened was, a guy, his baby mama was there at the house, and there was some type of custody deal, and he just snaps.
He just couldn't handle it.
He snaps, and he takes a 22. He goes to the house. This was in Round Mountain. Where Round Mountain is in between Leesburg and Yellow Creek, I think. I think that's where it is on 273. And where Blue Pond Gap is. Some people might know where that's at, but it's over in that area. We get that call that there's multiple 1089s and that he's got a girl kidnapped. And he's in a white Mustang. So me and my partner, we had Leesburg help us and Cedar Bluff, and so we're going to the house.
So you can call people from out of your county.
Hell yes, you can. You need it. You need it because there's some wild shit. People don't understand that part of it, that there's actually wild shit that goes on.
Yeah.
There's wild, crazy shit that goes on. So we all stage up right there at 273 and Blue Pond Gap. And once we get enough backup, we go in. And we don't know at this point, we don't know if he's still there or not.
No, I did.
So we go to the house, and as soon as we go in the house, we get our guns out and shit. And the caller that's on the phone, well, he got shot in the shoulder, and he played dead when he came in doing his rampage. And we go in there and we clear the house. When we go up the door, we see the guy. He's on the phone with dispatch, and he's bleeding, and he's opening the door, and I see one dead body in the living room.
Stiff.
It just happened. Face down, and these were 3 older ladies.
Good God.
That happened. That this happened to.
That's awful.
First one is in the living room, face down, and he's got blood all over him. We get him outside, get somebody taking care of his wound while we clear this house. Nobody's in the living room. We go to the next room. There's a bed. There's a lady on the bed shot to death. Then we move our way to the back room. The back room, there's a lady face down with her phone in her hand with 911 on it. and she shot in the back.
She was just trying to get that phone call done.
She was trying to get that phone call. Well, so we clear everything, and then the guy tells us he's in a white Mustang with radio. Investigators are coming at this point. Investigators, everybody's coming at this point. And then we hear one of the investigators on the radio say, white Mustang's coming out. And it's on. He's in a white Mustang GT. I'm in a Charger. I'm in a 2011 Charger. I'm a fast fucking Charger. Dog.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so and this is on a dirt road where the house was. So I turned the traction control off and
What's crash control?
Traction
okay.
control.
Okay.
So I don't damn lose, so I can fucking drift and shit.
Yeah, I get it.
So there was 2 officers that stayed by at the house. I was like, I'm gonna go get this motherfucker.
I got it. That's crazy.
I'm gonna go get this motherfucker. And so,
and like what people don't understand is like at that point he is an MFer. Like things are dead. You know he's killed people.
Yeah,
you know he don't go to jail.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm in that Charger and I'm fucking whoa. I got it on body cam and shit. And
one question, time out.
What?
Is this time in your life when you were still on drugs?
No.
So you're sober as a judge. Just adrenaline. Wow.
Yeah,
I got you. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't on drugs at this point.
I got you.
And at this point I'm trying to fucking
chomping at the bit. I get it.
You know?
Go ahead. Heading up the road, you just cut the traction off. Keep running it.
Yeah. So I'm going and I'm fucking we get out on the dirt road and I'm whoa and they're going up Blue Pond Gap, and Blue Pond Gap is a bunch of horseshoe curves.
Yeah.
Going up towards Sandrock.
I got you.
And anyways, I see blue lights, and once I see blue lights, I fucking hammer down, and then I start passing people with and shit because I'm the only one with a Charger. Everybody else got trucks and shit like that.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna catch this GT though.
It's gotta be you.
And I got a wraparound brush guard. I'm good. But call came back in that he's got a hostage with him. And so the sheriff is making his way up Blue Pond Gap, and I'm right behind him. No, not Jimmy. Jimmy's a pussy. Jimmy Harris is a fucking pussy. Fuck that motherfucker. Okay? This ain't Jimmy.
In
Cherokee
Jackson.
County.
Okay, I got
Cherokee County. This is Jeff Shaver as the sheriff.
I got you.
Jimmy's a pussy.
I got you.
Okay. Fuck Jimmy Harris.
Boy.
Anyways. So we're going up and I'm behind the sheriff and he radios for me to go around him. So I go around him. And he's in a big truck. He can't go.
Yeah,
and so I'm fucking whoa. My partner's behind me. My partner, I love this motherfucker to death. His name's John Centel, and he's a SRO at Galesville. And you can bet your bottom dollar he will take a bullet for your kid. He ain't no Uvalad fucking pussy coward.
He's a good cop.
But he don't give nobody no shit.
Yeah.
He's cool, calm, collected, but he ain't no coward at all.
No.
He's an amazing person.
That's all. That's who you want to run.
Hell yeah. I love John Centel. He's a great guy. Love him. And he was my partner. He's my third shift partner. And I could trust him.
Oh, that's good. You go ahead. I still know.
Okay. So I'm going up this mountain and I'm starting to pass all the investigators. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm getting it, dog. I'm going about 80 on this damn crooked ass road trying to catch up to this GT. And then I get one officer, he radios, he's like, he wrecked out. This Mustang wrecked out. And he wrecked into a tree, and I'm right there. I'm pulling up. And the newly chief deputy that's in Cherokee County, he's a winger. He is. I mean, he's played the game on trying to sucking their dick. I mean, that's the game that they play to move up.
It is.
That's the game that they play to move up.
It is.
And so I get out. My partner's out. He's got his gun on the car. I got my gun on the car. Fucking doofus brings out his AR, has no muzzle awareness at all, swinging it around My partner's like, get the fuck out of the way. We got this shit. And I was like, John, you got my cover? He's like, yeah. I go up to the door. I have my gun. I look at him. He's kind of out of it or whatever. I open the door. Still got my gun, holster it. The murder weapon is at his feet. And the girl is already out of the car. I get my adrenaline is.
No shit.
I fucking get his ass out. And I handcuff, and the sheriff comes up and he sees me start just shaking, just my adrenaline. And he's like, calm down, breathe, motherfucker, breathe. And so I handcuff him. And then I don't touch the murder weapon or anything. It's a 22. And turns to find out this guy don't do no drugs at all. He actually worked at Fruit of the Loom or Parksdale, whatever that big ass plant is in Leesburg. And everybody said he's a nice guy. Nice guy. Just, man, do anything for you type guy.
Yeah.
He snapped.
Yeah.
He snapped. And he ends up saying that he don't remember anything. He don't remember nothing. But I don't know about that. But what everybody else says, that he's a normal guy. Normal guy. You know what? He got sentenced to death.
Like,
he's sentenced. He's on death row right now.
So he'll stay until he dies, or he's being executed?
He what?
He'll stay until he dies, or he'll be executed?
No, he got the death penalty. He'll be executed.
Good God.
He'll be executed. He got charged with capital murder, 3 counts. Oh, but check this out. So, 2 of them ladies, bless their heart, those sisters.
Mm-hmm.
The coroner, one of them wanted to be buried. One of them wanted to be cremated. The coroner mixed them up.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That corner ain't the corner anymore.
Shouldn't be. Didn't get what they wanted.
No. But anyways, and then after that, I've been on a bunch of car chases and shit. Car chases is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Just dangerous. I ended up starting to really lose touch with reality when my dad ended up getting cancer.
Yeah.
My dad ended up, because he's always been wild and carefree and shit like that, just reckless.
He was
I guess.
cool.
Yeah, he was, but he ended up getting cirrhosis of the liver and liver cancer.
Yep.
And the doctors ended up giving him a year to live, and during that year, I didn't really deal with it like I should have. But my dad was a big part of my life.
Yep.
I love my daddy, even though he might have been irresponsible, this and that. I learned a lot from my dad.
And he loved you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I just I ended up having a hard time when he did die.
Yep.
And I couldn't deal with a lot of shit, and I ended up kind of having a breakdown.
Yeah.
And my mama seen it. My mama saying that I was going through a hard time and shit, and she ended up taking me to the doctor. And once I went to the doctor, I just broke down, and my thing was that I was worth more dead than alive with my life insurance.
Yeah.
And shit, and I didn't know how to do anything else at all.
Yeah.
And he ended up putting me on Paxil, antidepressant.
Yeah.
What? Ain't none of this the doctor's fault or anything like that of where all this went. Because when you're on antidepressants, you can't drink on it.
Yeah, you can't do it.
No, you can't. And you can't you can't skip a dose.
You got to have it.
You got to have it. And I didn't really know that. And when I did skip doses, I got crazy. Or when I drank on it, I'd fucking do crazy shit. We ended up getting issued fully automatic M16s, which was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Which was real fun. This was from the Army Dermo program, the 1033 program, where you see all these local small towns getting tanks and shit.
Yeah.
That's from the Army and
That's
Humvees and stuff.
insane.
Yeah, that's the Army giving the place the shit. But we ended up getting a bunch of fully automatic
M16.
Vietnam era type M16s.
Yes.
But the only time I ever used mine was when I was drunk, hanging out with my buddies.
Yeah.
See, I didn't understand that, but
Well, that's like we've got a helicopter now in DeKalb County.
yeah, and you're training these deputies to fly this helicopter. I feel real safe with a bunch of people having C's and shit all through high school flying this helicopter over my fucking head.
Yeah, above us.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. That just blows my mind.
but so I did end up, the people I was working with ended up saving this girl
Yeah.
out of the lake one time. And
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. But what happened was, have you ever been to Center or City Bluff?
I have almost zero sense of direction, Tyler. So right now, I know we're in
DeKalb County.
I know we're in Rainsville.
But
now, Section Center, like when we go to Gadsden or Chattanooga, I have to ask Vicky, which one am I taking? I don't got that. I wasn't raised that way. You know what I mean? I got GPS. I have no sense of direction, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where a lot of towns are around here. I'm almost always lost. If I don't have a phone, Tyler, I'm probably not getting home.
I hear you, dog.
I just can't figure it out.
So, me and my partner was on duty and was at the causeway, and I was going. The causeway is from Center to Cedar Bluff. It's right across the lake and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm going towards Cedar Bluff. My partner radios, "Hey, somebody's flagging me down. Somebody's flipped over in the lake, and I need all possible assistance." So I turn that charger around and I'm going back. My partner and a couple of people I was working with at the time from different departments, they're down in the water. This car is on its roof. All you can see is the tires. It's about 5 foot deep in water, 4 or 5 foot deep in water.
Yeah.
We don't know how many people's in the car at all. And I get there and I see all my buddies. They're trying to get whoever's out of the car by swimming in the car, doing whatever. And I go down there, I take my belt off, take everything off and shit, except like my boots and pants and shirt and stuff. I go down there and my buddy's already busted out the passenger side window. And I get a grip on it. And there's about 6 of us. I was like, "Hey, let's flip this sumbitch." They didn't even question it. And we did. Quick, just like that. And then there was a lady in there. There was a woman in there, and she was drowned. And I got her out, got her up on the bank, and I started doing CPR. Have you ever started CPR on somebody?
I don't think I've ever had.
Okay, so you break that sternum. And when you break that sternum and you do that first, it feels like that. You're breaking their sternum and shit. That's how you're doing it right. And you're doing as many compressions as you can and shit. And they'll wear you the fuck out. And you have to have people helping you.
Yeah.
And we was all good about it. She was blue. She'd been underwater for about 10 minutes. So we're working on her. The ambulance is there. They got an automatic CPR machine that's pumping her chest with a robot. Boom, 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 boom. She ends up going to Erlanger. We don't know if she's going to make it or not. But she ends up living. And we ended up getting an award for it. We even got put in like the Law Enforcement Hall of Fame in Orlando.
That's awesome.
And got like a plaque and all that stuff. And she was there for the award. And she looked healthy and everything like that was fine. Well, at this point, I've done seen a lot of death and I'm already comfortable with it. And I'm numb to the shit. I'm numb to seeing dead bodies. In fact, I kind of like it. I got sick.
Yeah.
We all got sick by liking to see dead bodies. Like, oh, there's a dead body at this rig. Let's go look at it.
Oh God.
Yeah, it gets sick, but I ended up a couple of calls that stuck with me was some overdose deaths. I had one guy, he OD'd on Glade air freshener.
He just smoked all the air freshener, huffed it.
Yeah, huffed it. Um, his parents, so he's about 32. He's about 32, and he was pretty bad on drugs stuff, and his parents just cut him off. They cut him off. They wasn't going to support his habit
No.
at all, and he, I guess he got mad or something. He went and got some Glade air freshener, put it in a paper bag, and once he put it in a paper bag, he huffed it, and then we get the call that there's 1089 at such and such house. We go there, it's a nice house, and we're like, his parents are kind of relieved. They're relieved that he's not suffering no more. And they ain't crying, but they're sad, but they're not crying.
Yeah.
Because they told me that like, we knew this was coming.
Yeah, we planned for it.
No, not planned for it. They didn't plan for him to die, but they just figured that's where it was headed.
Yeah.
They figured that's where it was headed. And he was in the corner, and his whole face was blue and shit, and Glade air freshener and stuff. Because what that stuff does when you do any inhalants is that cuts off the oxygen of the brain and shit, and that's very dangerous.
Yeah.
I've done air duster.
Yeah.
Air duster's bad. Gas is bad. All that shit.
Yeah.
Huffing stuff is bad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then you know my brother-in-law?
Who is it?
Derek Dupree. Well, anyways.
I know Dupree.
Anyway, he rode with me one night, and he got to witness an overdose death with me. It was fentanyl. This is the first fentanyl overdose death that I've experienced, and I experienced a lot more than that.
That fentanyl's kind of wild.
Oh, it's getting wild, dog. It's getting wild, and it's so dangerous. So dangerous.
Yeah, they're gonna sell it to you anyway.
Yeah, they are. It's dangerous. It's horrible. It's horrendous. So this girl, she's a pretty girl, man. She's about 24, and she just got out of rehab for heroin, and she ended up going to her mom's house, and she got a hold of some fentanyl. I think it was in the patch or something like that, but she was smoking it on full. She had a straw and she'd been dead. When we got there, she was dead for about 12 hours. And rigor mortis had sort of set in. And she's laying on the bed and had the full in one hand, had the straw and lighter in the other hand. And her mom, she wasn't crying either. But she was sad.
Yeah.
Heartbroken. But she's like, we tried to help her.
That's all you can do.
And that's all you can do. And
that'll stay with them forever. They saw her like that.
Oh, absolutely, it will, and that's horrendous. And I pray that I die before my kids.
Me too. I don't want to see that.
No, I don't want to see that either at all.
I love my kids. I want to see. I don't want to. And if we can say whatever we want to, but if anyone ever sold my kids any kind of drug, I'm always. I don't want to say too much crazy, but I'm always. Let's say even without firepower, I got my car. There will be something done about it, almost in the worst possible way, because that's my kids, man. Those my babies, and I just imagine your daughter, man, strung out, and you find her dead.
I know.
That's your little girl.
That's my baby girl. Yeah.
I can't stand with that. That hurts me and bugs me almost to no end.
But at a point in life, it takes you to understand that you gotta pull your head out of your ass.
Oh yeah.
Nobody else is gonna pull that head out of your ass. except you.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I'll try like hell to do it though. Those are my babies, and I ain't gonna have them around people like that neither. I just won't. There's certain people I don't have around them now just because I don't want to think that's normal, you know. And I got friends and family. They own it. They own that shit. And, in this area in DeKalb County, it's very very easy to get on that shit and stay on it.
it is. It's
Because,
it's so cheap.
Yeah.
And meth is so cheap.
And they're not doing anything to get people off of it.
No, but they are shaming the shit out of them.
Shaming the shit.
No, they're shaming the shit out of them.
And collecting money.
Oh, and collecting money. They're
And,
shaming the shit out of them.
Yeah.
What I think would be a good maybe avenue towards trying to help people is instead of focusing on the drug, you ain't ever gonna beat the drug. It's always gonna be around. It's always gonna be around. Focus on that addict.
Yeah.
Give
His
him,
place.
I love his place. There's so many different places to get help. There's Addicts for Christ. There's Celebrate Recovery. There's all kinds of meetings. Like now, I'm sober-ish. I'm like California sober. I only smoke weed because that helps me be nice.
Yeah.
And Alabama, they legalized medical marijuana.
Yeah.
And it's going to be effective in 2023, but it's only in pill form though, guys. It's only in pill form. It sounds like I'm going to get addicted to pills again.
Yeah.
It does. But I was reading on there all the different type of forms you can get in it, and one of them forms is a suppository, which you can shove it up your ass. You just can't smoke it.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah. Alabama's my new plug.
Well, with Alabama, you would think that would be super anti.
Yeah, I know, but they want to keep people addicted to pills.
Yeah.
Suboxone is horrible.
So bad.
Suboxone. Oh my god! When I
used to be on Suboxone.
Oh my god!
No,
dude, no, I did not. Did it make you ill? Did it make you angry?
I didn't do enough to be ill on it. I was taking it and enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I remember. I shouldn't. It was a long time ago, man. I was on a lot of drugs at the time, and that's like I got fired from jobs at that time. I had a lot of bad in my life, man. My mom had passed. This girl that I thought was the love of my life, I thought we was gonna be married forever. Ended up that she was a prostitute, but for free. So it was a.
I hear you. I feel that.
It was a bad time in my life, man. And I didn't really have a whole lot of friends floating around. I just did. It was a weird time. So I was working. I knew this guy, and I ain't gonna put too much out there because I still know the guy and I know where he works. But I remember he would, and I think he's clean now. I don't know. I don't talk to him now. But at the time, he would get Suboxone, and so he asked me if I'd give him a ride to get him. And I was like, yeah, man, just give me one. And he's like, I'll give you half one because you cut it up in squares. You get 8 out of it. Hell, you zombied up.
Yeah, you zombied up.
So so I would watch him take them, and he would, we'd be working, and I'd watch him go from down, and he was dragging. He was, and he'd take one, and he was up and at him, man. Now, when I took him, I drooped heavy, man. That's why I took him. I wanted the droop. I ain't never smoked crack or nothing. When I was doing drugs, I wanted that crash, man. I wanted that I ain't got to do nothing, that lazy hit. And I took him one night to get him. I did. And on the way home, we got pulled over. And the cop never knew it. Still don't know it to this day. He said, you got anything in the car? I was like, no, man, we're just getting off work. We're going home. He's got anything in the car? I said, I got a plastic revolver in the glove box. He goes, why you got a plastic revolver in the glove box? I said, I can't afford a gun. And it looked real enough. He said, can you get it? I was like, well, I don't want you to shoot me. He goes, yeah, just grab it. And I was like,
don't you do it.
Don't
you do it, motherfucker. Don't you do it.
So I went, I'm just going to get it for you. Nah.
I'm not going to shoot you.
I grabbed it by the butt. He looked at it. He goes, well, hell, you ain't got to have a permit for that. And I put it back in there. He let us go. He never knew it. Never. No idea.
That reminds me of one stop that I had up in Sandrock. It was late at night, about 1 a.m, and this car was all over the road. And so I had a reserve with me. I blue lighted them and stuff, and I got up, and there was 3 people in it, 2 guys and a girl on the back, and my partner's the passenger side, and he sees the girl stuffing something in her bra. And he starts bent out of shape and stuff. But the driver The driver, he had a pistol right in his lap and he was fumbling for it. Now I had to pull my gun. I was like, dude, put your hands on the roof right now. And I'm at this point, I'm shaking. The reason why I'm shaking is that I didn't want to have to kill anybody
Yeah.
at all.
Who wants to kill a person?
Nobody. I didn't. I didn't. But if I had to, it'd be a different
Oh
story.
no! If it's between
He's
me and
like, look,
somebody
man,
else,
look, everything's cool, everything's cool. Look, I got a pistol permit. And I was like, I know, I don't give a shit about that. You just got it in your hands. Put your hands on the roof. And his brother's in the passenger seat, and they're drunk. They're drunk, and his brother's in the passenger seat, uh, being mouthy and stuff because he's had a hard run in with cops before. And these two guys was black, and it was a white lady in the back. And so I get the driver out, I get the passenger out and stuff, and he's like, I'm not, the passenger's like, I'm not getting out because I know what you cops do. I was like, what do we do? He's like, you charge us with public intox soon we get out. I was like, look, I'm not like that. I need y'all to get out because there's a fucking gun in the car. You know? And he's like, all right, all right. And I was like, I promise you I will not charge you. Yeah, you dirty ass pig. I was like, look, I promise you I'm not going to do that shit to you. So, anyways, everything's cool. Dude had a pistol permit, but I explained to him that it voids out when you're drunk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can't be.
Well, don't act like I would know. I'm not in the law.
Yeah,
they don't like that.
Have a pistol if you're drunk.
Oh,
anyways,
I get that.
And so, but he's been real cool. He's like, dude, I promise I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just trying. I didn't want you to shoot me. I was like, well, I didn't want you to shoot me either. Fuck, shit.
Don't touch the gun.
So, anyways, her being a female and I had a male with me, I didn't even give a shit if she did something. They came back from a place. They was having a good time. I was like,
no one died.
Nobody died, but I told them, I was like, can you call somebody to come and get you?
Please.
I was like, the gun's gonna be in the trunk and everything. And so I ran all three of their IDs, and his brother had a failure to appear warrant. So I was like, look, man, I told you I wasn't going to take you to jail, but it's for public intox, but I got to take you to jail for this failure to appear. He's like, I understand, man. And
handled it like an adult.
Yeah, and I was like, I have to take you. And I was like, but I'm not going to take your brother to jail for DUI. He's getting somebody to come and get him. He's like, I really do appreciate you. I was like, well, I appreciate y'all. I really do. Everything's cool. Y'all just can't be like,
just hanging out.
Everybody chill out and stuff. But like stuff like that, I would let people go. If you was cool and stuff, I'd give you a chance.
That's how it should be.
But then I started getting in trouble for letting people go. And so I had to start arresting people. I did. I got in trouble for letting people go. But I thought that's the best way to police is like, look, fucking give them a chance. First one's on you, next one's on them, type shit, you know. And more that I dove into it, I started losing myself more and more, man. I started.
You was on that blue line, boss.
I was on that blue line, but I started getting full of myself too, and I started fucking around on my wife.
Yeah.
I did. And people thought that was swingers, which really, I was swinging, but she just didn't know about it. But she didn't call it swinging. She called it cheating piece of shit.
Yeah. Because she was sitting at the house taking care of your kids.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a straight piece of shit at the time. You know. And at that point, my alcohol problem developed heavily. I started drinking more, and I was still on that Paxil and stuff. And I've always been an impulsive person.
I get that.
I've always been an impulsive person. I'm really trying to correct that and control my emotions, but I never knew how. And I ended up falling back in my old ways, just I ended up going back to the doctor, getting Valiums and stuff like that. And then I had some people that, that did pills here and there.
Yeah.
And I'd be doing pills here and there. And that ended up starting my downfall to hell.
Yeah.
And so when I got in there, Um, reality was that these people started being a number to me, and they wasn't people. It was a game. Started, and that is not good.
No, not with people, not with
Not
regular,
with
real
no,
game.
not with people at all. That is not good. Not thinking of them that, oh shit, I got another one. I got this and that.
They got wife and kids.
Yeah, they got. But you're not thinking about that.
No, you think about getting that?
You're
That
thinking
extra.
about getting that down, that dope and stuff like that. But I, uh, I did try to go to the high crime areas and where people was breaking in at and stuff like that, and just high drug areas. And I thought I was the shit because I was arresting people all the time for meth and all that stuff. But turns out it's easy. It's easy to do because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's just like shooting fish in a barrel, man.
It's just not hard.
It's not hard at all, and you definitely don't need to be bragging about it or shaming people for it, because now that I know what I know, these people are suffering.
Yeah.
They are suffering.
And there's so many sweet people I've met that are on drugs.
So many. Oh my God. The best people that I know has been to hell and back. They put themselves in hell just like I did, and they bringing themselves back just like I'm trying to do.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. And that's some of the strongest top people I've ever met in my life.
And like, dude, like Kenny. I saw
Kenny's a great person.
Man, if you saw Kenny like back in the day, that cat was strung clean out. And that ain't me putting his business out there. That he was, you'd see him, man. He was always nice to me. He never stole nothing from me. I'm pretty sure he probably was stealing. I don't know. I don't know his story, but I'd see him place. He's always nice to me too. Then you see him and he'd be throwing up them signs, man. Like he ain't in no game. And now, like, who have you met that's nicer than Kenny?
I love Kenny.
So,
but these people are understanding and they're honest.
Yep.
They're honest because they don't judge.
No.
They don't judge at all.
Yeah.
They've been there. They've done that. That's what I try not to do now.
Yeah, like I had no problem with anyone at the jail just because I was just cool with them. Just nice.
Yeah.
You know, just, hey, man, be pretty cool to people and they'll probably be nice to you. That's what we won't get.
Well, at this point, the people deserve better from me. My friends and family deserve better from me. And Holly, my ex-wife, deserved a hell of a lot better from me. And my kids, most importantly, deserve better from me.
Amen.
And
Holly's so nice.
She is. She's a great woman. She's a damn good woman. I don't know why she's even still messing with me.
Probably because she loves you.
She does love me, and I love her dearly. I do. She's a blessing on my life. She really is. But what I did to her, I treated her like shit. Running around on her.
Yeah.
Just stupid shit. I had no guidance. At this time, I was about maybe 26, mid-20s. And I still didn't have nothing figured out. And the reason why I was still in law enforcement is because I didn't know how to do anything else.
Yeah.
At all.
I never done anything.
No, I never done anything at all. And this is the only thing I knew. And I had health insurance and I had retirement.
Life insurance.
Yeah, life insurance, health insurance, all that shit. But the more I stayed in there, more fucked up shit I seen.
Yeah.
Like, okay, a reversal. You ever heard of a reversal?
No.
Okay, what a reversal is, it's fucked up. It's the cops selling the addicts drugs. And the sole purpose of this is so as soon as that money exchange happens, whatever money that the cops are getting off them drugs, they keep it for forfeiture.
So the cop keeps it himself?
No, they don't.
It goes to the
account. It goes to the account. So they're setting up these addicts, and they won't ever sell anything less than an ounce because they want some money.
Yeah.
And it's a quick, easy way to get an arrest. But how the cops will charge it is if they do sell an ounce. The reason why they do sell ounces too, ounces or higher, is to get that trafficking.
Yeah.
Get that trafficking charge. That Class A felony. Okay, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
selling the damn drugs.
Yeah, you sold me the drug.
Yeah. So, and then when we started arresting more drug addicts, if you had a felony possession amount, like any type of felony drugs, and you're using your vehicle with your name on that vehicle,
Yeah.
and it was paid off, we was seizing that shit. We was taking your vehicle even for just a little bit of dope. That's when I started really having a hard time with where I'm at in life. I started thinking, what the fuck am I doing? This is armed robbery.
Yeah, this ain't for me.
This, no, but this is the only thing I know.
Yeah, this is legal armed robbery.
Legal armed robbery is what it is. So, and a lot of people don't understand this too, is they don't understand how many people talks to the cops. They don't understand that there's a lot of people who works for the cops.
Yes.
There is. And they get sucked into it when they do get these drug charges brought up against them. They'll get somebody will come up to them from the sheriff's office, police department, whatever, and be like, "Hey, look, you give me 3 buys, 3 for 1, 3 buys for 1 charge. You get taken off. 3 buys on camera, 1 charge.
You just gotta get your buddies to buy the dope."
Yeah. And so I used to get people used to hit me up all the time about where this is or where that's at and all that, and I'd pass it on to the task force. Well, the task force, this one guy, I kept feeding him information on, look, this is just what he's saying. He's like, he's selling drugs. I was like, well, I figured, because he's trying to get rid of his competition. I was just passing it on. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So they wanted to make an example
Out
of that guy to show me that he's just a piece of shit. And so they drew up a search warrant, and we went to his house. When we went to his house and searched this trailer, they ended up ransacking this fucking place. Okay. So when we go in there and get the search warrant going, they start slicing the couch cushions. Empty Coke cans and stuff that's on the coffee table, half empty Coke cans that's on the coffee table. One dude was taking them, pouring them out in the couch, pouring them out in the floor, and all that shit. And everybody's just making a mess out of it, everything. And I'm just standing there, and everything's like in slow motion.
Like, this is awful.
And I'm just standing there, and I'm like, fuck. And so nobody's checked the fridge. And I checked the fridge because, well, sometimes there's drugs in there and other times there's drinks. And so I opened the fridge and there's nothing but a few Yoo-Hoos. I take a Yoo-Hoo
Yeah,
out.
Yoo-Hoos are good.
Yeah. So I drank that Yoo-Hoo, and once I popped the top and they see me, they're like, Tyler, you piece of fucking shit. The fuck you doing drinking that Yoo-Hoo? I thought, what are you talking about? I thought we was ransacking.
Yeah, y'all just beat the
what
hell
the fuck? Yeah. And so
I thought we was
ransacking, motherfucker.
I like
Shit.
that.
And so the lead guy, he's such a bitch. Such a fucking bitch. He is such a fucking bitch.
Who is it?
I ain't gonna name his name. Not yet. But he's a fucking bitch. Anyways, he ends up, I'll tell you another story about this lead guy. So he ends up telling the sheriff, you know what, Tom? Oh, what they found in that house, you know what they found? Set of digital scales. And that's it. Nothing else. I was like, yeah, y'all showed me. Y'all showed me. Set of digital scales. One set of digital scales.
So you can buy it at Walmart, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you can buy it at Walmart. Absolutely. So he ends up telling the sheriff, he's like, hey, Tyler took a Yoo-Hoo out of his refrigerator. And the sheriff had to do a closed door meeting with me about the Yoo-Hoo. And he brought it up. He's like, Tyler, you can't do that. I was like, you know what? Here's $1 for that Yoo-Hoo. But that don't count for all the thousands of dollars they just did in damage at all for them digital scales.
Not even close.
At all. but that same guy, that lead guy, when he was on the task force, before the search warrants came out for the phones, when you had to get the phones, you had to get a search warrant to go through somebody's phone. Before that even happened, when they arrested people for drugs, like good-looking girls or whatever, he would look at their pictures,
Ugh.
their naked pictures, and he would put them on his computer and shit. As a pervert.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, he is creepy, but that's the type of that's
And he's still a cop now.
Now he ain't a cop, but he's in he's definitely in a political part.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Over there. But I ended up really losing myself after that. Like, what am I doing? And I kept messing around with women and shit. And I ended up getting one girl pregnant. I did. That was hard. That was a hard life lesson for me. But
and you were still with Holly at this time.
Yep, I was still with Holly.
She was real mad, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, she was. I mean, she was hurt.
Yeah, you should have been.
She was hurt, and it was a one-time thing. But I ran from that. I ran from that for a while, and another man stepped up and raised that child as his own. And he was more of a man than I was at the time. And the ironic thing is, he's been in trouble.
Yeah.
But I have respect for that person. And a couple years ago, when I really started doing some extensive soul searching, I reached out to her. I ain't talked to her in years. And I told her how sorry I was, and just a big long message like, I'm so sorry. We ended up talking, and we had a really good talk. And everything went good. She, life has humbled her too at the time. And she was a different person when I talked to her.
Yeah.
And we both was trying to change our lives for the better. And I told her, and she said, look, she already calls this other guy dad. And I was like, I don't want to take nothing from him. And I don't want to take nothing from her. I don't want to take nothing from y'all at all. But all I want y'all to know is that she's got extra family. She's got extra family. If you ever, this is about, I think, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When I reached out to her. And that ate at me.
Yeah.
That ate at me because I was trying to run from that shit. You can't run. You can't outrun your past.
No, there's no getting away from it.
There's no getting away from it. It's straight the fuck up. And after that, I ended up getting more addicted to pills, and I was opiates was my thing.
Yeah. Like, no, what's opiates like? Is that
Lortabs? No, Xanax is barbiturates and shit.
Okay.
Opiates is Lortabs and stuff like that. But I was a bad drunk. I
was too for a while, man. That
alcohol,
legal.
oh man, it's legal.
It'll eat at you, son.
It'll
make you a different person. Won't even know who the hell you are.
So at this point in life, what did it for me at the sheriff's office was all this stress was getting at me, and still on that Paxil. I never had a psychological exam.
Never ever.
Never.
And you were a cop.
And I was a cop. Yeah, I needed one. I needed one at this point. But nobody knew. Nobody knew because I didn't want to ask for help. I didn't want to reach out.
Who does?
Nobody does. Nobody does, man. It's hard. It's hard to admit that you're fucking up.
Yeah.
It's hard that you're.
I'm not everything I'm pretending to be.
Yeah. That's what it is. And I ended up the last. So one day we're at the lake with Holly's parents, and
So now y'all are still together now?
yeah, we're still together. She's
Angry.
well, yeah, but the thing about it is that she's such a good woman, and
Yeah.
and I've let her go, and you know, I told her, you know, just I ain't gonna follow you or anything like that. Just whatever. Just I understand, but she wanted to stick it out. She's she's too good for me.
Yep.
Too good for me, man. And at this point, uh, we're at Holly's parents' friend's lake lot, and we go over there for a fish fry, and we're just hanging out. It's me, Holly, and Nala, and her family's friends and stuff. Well, this one woman comes up, and I could tell that she'd been on
The man.
that she's been on drugs. I could
Yeah.
just tell. I was good at pointing that shit out. And she was in distress, is what it felt like. She was crying, and she's saying that her husband's been crazy and all that, and she walked here and all that. But I got a bad feeling from her, just a bad feeling. And I always had good instincts on knowing what's up and what's
Bad
not.
vibe.
Bad vibes, yes. And her husband ends up coming to the lake lot, and he's causing a big scene. And I asked the lake lot owner, Holly's parents' friends, I was like, "Do you want me to take care of this or whatever?" No, I got it. And he's yelling at the landowner, and the landowner says, "Hey, you need to just cut out. You need to go, whatever." Well, he leaves. After he shows his ass, she starts getting chipper. She starts getting happy again, and that's not a good sign. She's wanting that trouble.
That attention.
She's wanting that attention. She's wanting that trouble. And I kept telling Holly, I was like, "There's something bad that's happening right now."
No doubt.
So this dude comes back. He comes back. We're leaving. We're leaving at this point. It's a pig trail to get to this campground.
Mhm.
And it's a pig trail. We're leaving. It's me, Holly, and Nala. Well, he coming back. And I was told Holly, like, I got a bad feeling about this. She said, okay. And I was like, give me my gun. She's like, no, you ain't getting your gun. I was like, okay, all right, fine.
But,
so I turn around.
But I'm feeling bad.
Yeah, I told her that, and she knows that my instincts are usually on. So I turn around and I follow him slowly back to the lake lot. He pulls up, he parks in front of the fence, and he gets out. As soon as he gets out, he comes running up to my face and saying, "The fuck you doing, motherfucker, following me, you fucking piece of shit? You think you bad?" I was like, "Look, whoa, dog. Whoa, calm down, chill out. Everybody's cool. We just leave, buddy. Just leave." And I kept doing that to him, and he's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you." I was like, "Chill out, dog. Calm down." And he kept on fucking motherfucker this, motherfucker that. And a voice in my head said, "Hit this motherfucker as hard as you can."
Sometimes, yeah.
And I did. I did a right hook right to the temple, and as soon as I did, it was a hard right hook. And I didn't know how to throw a right hook properly at the time.
Shit out of him.
I knocked shit out of him. He went that way, then I grabbed him by the shirt, then I slung him down, and his face hit the gravel, and I started beating the hell out of him. Then her mama and Holly's like, "Tyler, quit." And when she says that, I'm like, "Okay, I'm
Yes,
done."
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And then when he gets up, his shirt's pulled up, and I see a gun in the small of his waist, and I was like, "Gun!" I fucking grabbed the gun. I took it out. I wanted to hit him with it one good time in the face, but I held back from that, and I took the magazine out, and I looked, and it was loaded. I was like, "You motherfucker, you fucking cocksucker!" And he's like, You didn't have to hit me like that. I was like, shut the fuck up, you pussy ass motherfucker. And then she was like, you didn't have to. His wife was like, you didn't have to beat him like that. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You ain't nothing but trouble. And I just went all ape shit. And so I didn't call the cops, which I probably should have, I guess, to make a report for menacing and trespassing.
I kept the gun.
Well, I took all the bullets and I was like, get the fuck out of here type shit. I handled it.
Yeah, like an adult.
Yeah, but I should have probably called the cops and did a report on it. But I didn't, because what happened next was they went on the bypass in Center and they ended up getting in a physical domestic violence situation where he kicks her out of the car.
He was mad at her because he got beat up.
Yeah. He's mad at her because he got beat up in front of her.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so I get a call from one of the investigators. Hey, this guy's saying you beat him up for no reason at all. He's saying that, and his wife is saying that you started everything and that you was going to kill him. I was like, no, I probably should have killed him, but I didn't. I fucking didn't.
No.
At all. He went on to say that it was all my fault and he wanted to press charges on me for assault. And so the investigators came and my adrenaline's still pumping because this son bitch is lying on me.
Yeah.
My hands are swollen.
From beating him up.
Yeah, so they took pictures of my hands and stuff, and I told them, I was like, talk to the people at the campground and stuff, and let them tell you what happened. So they was trying to, what pissed me off is that they sounded like they was trying to take his side more than mine, but they ended up getting to the bottom of it, and it wasn't my fault, and I ended up just quitting in a blind rage type thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking done. I'm done with this shit. And I should have hung it up right then.
Yeah.
Right then and there. I should have went into a trade or something, but I didn't know how to do anything else at all. So I ended up going to Rainsville for about a year. That was the last year that I was in law enforcement. At this point, I've gained about 80 pounds.
Big off them pills, ain't you?
Yeah.
Why do pills make people so fat? Or some of those zombie?
I mean,
every time they turn into gremlins, man.
They do. They do. I ended up gaining 80 pounds, and I hated myself tremendously. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. In fact, I put the gun up to my head a couple times, but every time I thought of my kids. Every time. To not do it. So a lot of people got lucky on me not killing myself, I guess. But when I got to Rainsville, I ended up getting lazy. I still answered my calls. I still did that, but then they would say, Tyler, you ain't stopping nobody. You ain't taking nobody to jail. You need to do that and stuff. I was like, all right, fine. I was just watching Netflix at this point.
Yeah.
I was watching Netflix, just hated life. I ended up at first I tried to do a good job, as good of a job as I could, and I ended up getting Employee of the Month one month.
Heck yeah.
There, just because
it's all getting passed around to everybody.
Did my shit, that's it. It's just getting passed around. That's all that is.
It really is.
It's getting passed around to everybody.
No one's going above and beyond right now.
No,
it's almost exclusive. Hey, look what we did to put on Facebook.
Yeah.
Go ahead, boss.
But anyways, at this point, I'm done. And there was these two guys from Scottsboro that got hired. The chief at the time. Before I tell this story, I will tell this. That me and the chief at the time and the two detectives, we never really seen eye to eye much, but this one incident we did, and it was at Dollar General. We used to get calls at Dollar General all the time for shoplifters.
Yeah.
Well, this lady, she ended up stealing food. And I get a call from Dollar General that there's a shoplifter I was a shoplifter at Dollar General.
Yeah.
And so I go over there. I'm like, oh fuck,
My mom got arrested for that one
yeah,
time.
gonna arrest somebody for shoplifting. I go there, and it's this lady, and she's got 2 kids, and all she's got, all the manager has got, and the manager's a bitch.
Yeah.
The manager was a bitch. All she had was macaroni and 2 other food items that she stole. And I asked her, I was like, do you not have any money to pay for this? And she said, no, I really don't. My kids are hungry. We're hungry. You know, we're just trying to do what we can. And so I told the manager, I was like, please, ma'am, can I please pay for this? Can I please pay for her groceries?
Please.
And she said, no, I want her in jail and I want to ban her from the store. Oh, shit. So I called the chief on that. I was like, look, man, I don't want to take her to jail for stealing this food.
At all.
At all. He was like, okay, I'll be there in a minute. And so him and the other detectives came, and they was trying to talk the manager into letting us buy her food and buy her some groceries and stuff. No, she wasn't having it. She was wanting to press charges.
Like she's literally got her kids with her.
Yes, and so we had to take her to jail for misdemeanor shoplifting. And when we got her to jail, I do believe that the chief did let her sign her own bond. And I think they did go back and get her some groceries. And so we all did see eye to eye on that.
That's good.
And so there is good memories that I have of people, even that's got, even that I have bad memories of.
Yeah.
You know.
You can't say everything's bad about them.
No, you can't, because that's how humans are. Humans are good and bad.
Yep.
We all are. And we all make mistakes. We all fuck up.
Yep. Everybody. I've done it plenty.
Yeah. And it's all about, if you want to change, you can change. That's it.
Yep.
You have to do it.
You got to do it.
But anyways, once time went on, the things started getting bad for me, because the partner I was with was lazy as shit, and he would be sucking the chief's dick.
Yeah,
he was. He's a dick sucker, and he'd always stay in the office, and he was a call dodger.
Yeah,
a call dodger is he wouldn't answer his call; it'd be up to me.
That's awful.
And I was running ragged everywhere, and I was getting tired of that shit.
Yeah,
but he wasn't having it. So he hired these 2 guys from Scottsboro, and which, I wasn't no saint at all, and I shouldn't even been in there.
Yeah.
In law enforcement at this time at all. But these 2 dudes from Scottsboro, they had a pretty bad past, especially one had a bad past. He was an investigator down there, and he was pretty crooked. Well, he hired these 2, and the chief had kind of an ego problem.
Yeah.
Just like we all do at some point in time. They had an ego problem, and I ended up, one of them was selling me like Roxy codones and shit like that. And it was, we was just going on day to day.
Now, Roxy's are what? That's
oxycodone.
Now, those sell by like the gram, $1 a gram?
Yeah, $1 a gram.
$1 milligram, I mean?
Yeah.
Good God.
And so he ends up telling his buddy that I guess I'm cool, and I'm in the break room eating, and his buddy comes up to me and writes on a brown napkin saying, "Do you like fentanyl?" Once I seen that, as soon as I seen "Do you like fentanyl?" As soon as I seen fentanyl, I seen all them overdose deaths that I've seen, and I thought to my head without even responding to him, "What the fuck am I doing? Yeah. What am I doing in my life? Where am I going?" And so I was like, you know what? I'm done. I was like, yeah, I like fentanyl. Yeah, I like fentanyl.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good, dog. And he was like, yeah, I can get the patches. I was like, where can you get the patches? Like, I know a lady. And he showed me a patch. It was a 25 milligram patch that he had. And he he was like, yeah, I can get them anytime. It's $1 milligram. I was like, okay,
That's
cool.
that big money, dog.
So I ended up telling the chief and the detective, which was a big mistake. It ended up being well, actually, not really. It saved my soul for getting out of there. I ended up telling him, and was like, hey, I can buy pills from these two guys. I didn't tell them how. I know.
Yeah.
I told them I could. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let's get them and all that shit. Took me down to the task force, wired me up and shit like that. And I ended up getting some good shit, some good evidence.
So on both of them.
On both of them. Well, not so much on one of them, but the one about the fentanyl I did. I got a lot. And I recorded it on my phone.
Yeah.
And he was.
Do you still have that?
On my other phone, I do.
You still have the phone?
Yeah, I still got my phone. I just got to get. Yeah.
I mean, we can put that on the internet.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I ended up going cheap, getting information, all that. Well, turns find out he double crossed me.
Chief did.
Yeah. He told them that I was investigating them, and it changed everything. And one guy ended up, he was my supervisor. One guy was my supervisor, and it ended up making things real weird. I wasn't scared of none of them.
No.
At all. In fact, I was ready to die at this point. But, he ended up telling both of them, and they was trying to turn it around on me. And they was trying to get me fired for every little thing, which turns out they didn't have nothing on the first time when I got a lawyer. And that got wiped away because when I brought up the investigations, the council didn't know nothing about it. The council and mayor didn't know nothing about the investigation that was going on at all. They had no idea, and they're like, well, we didn't know nothing about it. So my lawyer showed them the evidence I had, especially on one guy. So that guy got fired that night, and he tried to contest it, but it was too much. He had to go home somewhere. The other guy ended up staying, and he shit. So it was a week. I lasted a week after I got it overturned, and my sergeant at this time, he's a trooper, and he was one of them that really did get picked on in school. And he would tell you that, and he'd tell you that he would take his vengeance out on writing tickets. He would. But he tried to bring up the investigation. They was trying to get me fired for talking about the investigation. So I knew at this point I started recording all of them.
Yeah.
Every time I come in contact with him, I started recording them on my phone. And I recorded this conversation because he's like, Tyler, let me talk to you a little bit. And I was like, okay, just hang on a second. Let me piss. When I went and pissed, I pressed record. I was like, hey, man. Okay. And I put it in my shirt pocket. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? So he's like, I want to talk to you about that investigation shit going on. He's like, you ain't recording this, are you? I was like, no, not at all.
Hell no.
Not at all. And he was with a reserve, and we was talking about it and stuff, and I knew what was going on because the next morning the chief called me in his office. He's like, yeah, Tyler, well, you got to turn in your badge and gun. He was talking about the investigation. I was like, oh, the one that he brought up? I got it recorded if you want to listen to it. And he's like, you got it recorded? I said, yeah, I got it recorded. You want to listen to it? And he's like, no, we're good. So I walked out. I lasted a little bit longer. And I ended up getting caught sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
When I went to night shift. And that
Did they make you go to night shift?
Yeah. They ultimately fired me for sleeping on the job, which was a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. But now.
It's weird that he didn't want to listen to that phone call.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't a phone call. It was,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Is he still working there?
No, he's at Scottsboro. Oh, okay. So he's at Scottsboro. Okay. He was about to get fired at Rainsville.
Wait, who is it?
I don't want to say his name. Yeah, but
I know who it is. I just don't know his name. I know who it is.
Yeah. But anyways, he's about to get. Damn. And before he got fired at Rainsville to get reappointed by the new chief, Michael Edmondson, he resigned and he went to Scottsboro. I don't know why they was going to, probably because he done some dumb shit, but he's trying to be the Sylvania police chief up here.
Yeah.
And anyways, I was hoping that he had a change of heart, but when I started talking to people that I know in law enforcement, they're like, he's running people off from Scottsboro. He's, still doing this and that and all that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the same guy.
So when I got fired, I lost. I felt like I lost. And I ended up spiraling out of control. And when I got my last check, I was really drunk. And I was so mad that they won. And I ended up slapping Holly.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. I snapped, man.
I get it.
But she didn't do nothing to deserve it, and I went to jail, which I needed to.
Yeah.
I needed to go to jail that night. But now Holly's got a good right straight on her. But every time she's hit me, I've deserved it.
Yeah.
I've deserved it. She didn't deserve that shit at all. And I did deserve to go to jail, and I deserved to fucking lose everything. I deserved everything that I got. I deserved to go to hell. I put myself in hell. I did. And but when time started going on, I ended up going to Valley Joist. At Valley Joist, I was about 285, fat fuck, just big old fat fuck, just useless. And all these people knew I used to be a cop, and I don't know them. And they used to give me hell when I first started at all. But a couple of psychotic episodes fixed that. And everything was cool. They saying that it broke me down. And I ended up losing 80 pounds in 4 months there just by the work.
Yeah.
By the work.
It's hard work there.
But then I got a divorce. Holly divorced me, which I don't blame her at all. But I also let her go because I know that she deserved better at the time. And I was move on. And so
I think y'all are a cute couple, man. I love seeing y'all together. Anytime I see her, I'm like, that's just Tyler's life. I love seeing it. It's good, man.
I love Holly. I do. I love her to death, but I also love her so much that I'd let her go and not fucking stalk her or any of that shit.
I get that.
So after that, I ended up kept spiraling mentally, just out of control. And I couldn't deal with what happened, even though I needed to be out. But how things happened. But then, as time went on, I was at Valley Joist, and I ended up settling in there, and I ended up learning a lot of shit, especially how to work that next level of hard work there. I learned how to read a tape measure, and these guys that I ended up having a bond with, I love these dudes to death.
At Valley Joist.
Oh, at Valley Joist. Blue collar dudes, just, hey, we're all degenerates.
Yeah.
Those the most honest people that I've ever met, except when they talk to the cops and they're a bunch of lying sacks of shit, you know. But anyways, they're great people. I love them to death. And we ended up, as time went on, that one cop that was still there, he ends up getting arrested for stealing pills out of people's houses.
Yes.
He ends up getting arrested for stealing pills out of people's houses. But the thing about that guy is he was a likable guy. And
Wasn't a good person.
Well, at the time, I guess. But he was a likable guy. But he ends up going to rehab and getting out, getting back on it, and he ends up dying from a drug overdose. And then I start seeing people from my past. What goes around is coming around.
Yeah. Everything comes.
Everything comes to the surface all the time. I learned a lot of hard lessons from being immature and being just self-centered and being an arrogant piece of shit.
Yeah.
you know, and I don't want to be that anymore. That ain't me at all anymore. And I do have a hard time with dealing with my past about it ain't even about what somebody else has done to me. It's about what I've done to other people. And you know, it's hard to live with.
I get that.
It's hard to live with, but I also have to remember that I ain't my past.
No.
I ain't my past at all. And I just, now I have compassion, but now I also have, you know, an ability to see both sides of shit.
Yeah.
And when I got to Valley Joyce, I was free. I was free for the first time
Ever.
I was just working and going home, and that was it. Working and going home, and that was it. But I also was still on drugs.
Oh,
but this time,
see, I met you about this time.
well, not.
Remember, yeah, me and you had met around this time.
Yeah.
First time I met you was when Caleb fought, and you were at Valley. I remember when you were at Valley Joyce, man. I'd go to work at the jail sometimes. I'd see you out in the heading in, man.
Yeah.
I'd see you. I met you about that time because I remember knowing you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I never would have known you was on drugs at the time either, man.
So, but you know, some of the training though that I received in law enforcement carried over, like, you know, how I could spot drug dealers. Mm-hmm. But this time I was buying drugs. Yeah. But some of the training though was bullshit. Yeah. It was like the self-defense training. When I started training with y'all and stuff in MMA, I was like, you know what? I got this shit.
I'll beat the hell out of these.
Fuck yeah.
These little dopers.
Motherfucker, I got self-defense training in law enforcement.
These little dopers?
Yeah. And then I realized that that shit only worked on defenseless people.
Yeah, if people are letting you do it.
Yeah.
Hey, do this and
get so the self-defense training is really bullshit.
That's why they're all so scared. And they won't say they're scared, but that's why they're all so panicky when it's a physical situation. That's why people are getting beat up. They've never been in a situation where they got to dominate a person. At the gym, I very rarely get to dominate people. There's people I'm the coach. You know what I mean? But I'm a little more comfortable. Like at the gym, you know, we're getting used to wrestling people. You get used to wrestling with a guy like Will. Holy shit! You know what I mean? You get used to sparring with a guy like Jeff. Dude, you know what I mean? You're going to be kind of okay. Mm-hmm. But like that's what they don't get. They're not never have like
they don't get that.
No, and even the people that they're beating up,
it's different.
They ain't never one-on-one beating up.
It's different.
No, they ain't never one-on-one beating up. Blah blah. It's always different. Some weak little hole.
It's so different. It's totally different, and they need to experience that.
And we would love to have them as a thing. We said that. We told them we do it cheap as mess. It's 4 days a month. It's 1 night a week.
But I don't think that.
They don't want to. They don't want to come up there and believe that if I wanted to, I'd smack shit out of you. They don't want to believe that, and that's just what it is. That they've played football or they were bullied. Now they've got some power. It's one or the other, but there's some kind of weird disconnect where they just can't. Maybe they're scared. They think we are going to beat them up legally because you signed the waiver. You know, you're pretty much unliable. That's on you. And I think they're just not comfortable with that. And I hate it because I think it'd be so good for the area. I know it sounds like I'm talking shit about them. I'm not, but I think a lot of them are afraid that we'll be weird.
I'm not gonna be weird.
No, we're cool. Like we're there for the pad work. We're there for the jiu-jitsu. We want everything to be good for everybody. I think they've got something that makes them afraid and iffy about it. Or why would you not if it's going to benefit your job?
Or because we're pieces of shit, Sam.
Maybe that.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they think is that we're pieces of shit and they're not.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it is, Sam. They're better than us.
I have to disagree, but I can see them thinking it. I can see that. Well, because you see some of the cops walking around with their chest puffed out and just looking down at people like, dude, I'm taller than you, so you can't really look down at me. You know what I'm talking about. They've always got that attitude. You know what I mean? You don't have to have that attitude. Be humble. You work for the people in your community. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's your job.
Absolutely.
Be a little humble.
And we all fuck up.
Yes.
We all fuck up.
You know how I think it's a good cop? Oh, Whitmire.
Who?
Is it Justin?
I don't know who that
is. I'm terrible.
I don't know who that is.
There's a Whitmire boy. I'm pretty sure it's Justin Whitmire. Or no, it's not Justin. It's I'm just so terrible at names. But I think he's good. He's very humble all the time, always trying to help people. There's good ones.
Yeah.
But he also don't hit the mats. Hit the mats, boy. Stop being weak. I saw a thing. I'm not supposed to really say anything, but I saw a thing the other day. There's this guy. I got friends everywhere. I saw a guy This is an officer involved, and there was a guy with a shotgun in the road, and he was waving his shotgun around, being crazy. It's here. It was here. So an officer walked up to him, yada yada yada, and tried to take the gun. Realized the guy wouldn't get the gun, so he walked up to the car. But then this was a fat guy, and the officer wasn't in great shape either. And the guy that had the gun reached into his car, so him and that officer started fighting. Now this guy was fat, out of shape, and had he wanted to, he'd have killed the cop. He'd have killed that cop. That cop was not ready for a physical confrontation. He had never felt it. Just get used to being physical a little bit. And then all of a sudden, less people are going to get hurt, less people are going to get killed. You're going to be safer. It's the best possible thing ever. Right now, if Black Lives Matter came to our town and was out here riding, I ain't really got too much faith in, 40 fat cops that I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
There's a couple of cops that are going to be out there gung-hoing it. But for the most part, I'm going to, and I'm not just Black Lives Matter. I'm talking about people that are rioting. That's just the most recent riot that I know of. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people come to our town, start rioting and looting. I don't think.
I don't think nobody's gonna be doing that shit.
No. That's the thing. It's not. We don't think they are. It's what if they did?
What if they did? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Let's say a guy comes to the school. Like that, there was a school shooting the other day.
Yeah.
Let's say at some point someone comes to our school. How many in-shape police officers around here do you know?
Not many.
No. Hey, run over there, get to it.
Yeah.
You ain't getting to it. You know what I mean? There ain't that many.
They need to do more active shooter training.
Yeah. Well, I saw a drill the other day. And it was one guy had a gun, and he was the cop was on the bottom, and the guy on top had a gun. It was a toy gun. The drill was the guy on the bottom was the cop. The drill was, you fucking better get control of that gun. You're getting shot to death. That should be a regular thing. You put somebody like me, somebody like Will, somebody just Caveman. Give Caveman a toy gun and let him get on top of you, and you keep track of where that gun's at. And it's just, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but dude, what if it did? What if it did? You know what I mean? There should be hey, arrest. You could have me, you, anyone that wants to do jiu-jitsu. You could have us be the bad guy, and the cop can come. He can wear his gear, or he can just wear regular civilian clothes. He has his handcuffs. Arrest me without shooting me. Arrest me without shooting me. I'm not going to hit you, nothing. Just arrest me without shooting me and getting yourself in a bad spot. Might fight, might not. But you got to get used to that. That's got to be normal. They're out here teaching them fake self-defense that's not real.
Yeah.
In any way, shape,
or
form.
Yeah, I tried that out and it sucks.
Dude, yeah, it's not real. That's
yeah.
It's just like karate. What do you do? Like nothing wrong with karate. It's like there's no death touch, brother. There's no use the pressure point. That's not real.
Yeah.
You would see people in the UFC pressure point.
I want to tell you about me getting the shit beat out of me by a bunch of cops.
I want to hear it.
All right. Okay. So I was at Valley Joyston at this point. I was still wild. I was free, divorced, just, she's moving on, I'm moving on. It's all, that's it. I'm fucking out there.
Yeah, you're going.
I'm going, man. I'm working every day, just on drugs, just
mushrooms, pills.
Yeah.
You got all.
Well, not mushrooms yet. Not mushrooms.
I got you.
At all. So, anyways, I had a couple buddies that was worried about me, and they said, Tyler, you want to do some mushrooms up in Chattanooga one night? And I was like, well, yeah, I ain't done them in years at all.
Yeah.
And he said, you'd do anything for your kids, wouldn't you? I was like, well, yeah, I would do anything for my kids, yeah.
Do these mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, no. They said that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Biggie, you hear that?
Yeah.
They said, you'd do anything for your kids, right? And Tyler said, yes. They said, do these mushrooms. No, they didn't. No, they did not.
Fuck yeah, they did. But anyways, so at this point, my whole life is rock, meat, bottom.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking where I'm at. And hey, I go up to Chattanooga, and we ended up getting a hold of mushrooms. Well, these mushrooms ended up getting a hold of me.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But that night, though, I seen God, but I also realized that there's two perspectives to everything.
Yeah.
And both perspectives matter. But that night, I seen God, but also what the Chattanooga police saw was me and my buddy half naked playing tag in downtown Chattanooga traffic.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and
I actually know the guy.
Yeah, well, ain't gonna name no names.
No, he's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
He's a good guy. He actually fought a kickboxing match.
He was a damn good fighter.
He fought a kickboxing match also on mushrooms against one of the best kickboxers in the country,
Yeah.
on that level.
No, he's a damn good fighter.
He's good, man,
and he's cool as fuck. I love him to death.
Such a nice guy.
I love him to death. But that night,
but he's a scummy druggie.
No, he's not.
He's not. He just done some stuff. It's a joke.
But anyways, at this point, my whole life was upside down, and I wasn't in a good state of mind to even take them. But I ended up getting in all the rage and all the anger and all the hate and hurt that I had in me all came out all at once. And I
playing
was
tag in Chattanooga.
Yeah, I was out of control, but in control at the same time. And how I was in control is I knew what was going on. I just couldn't control it. And so I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
You know, and so
we gotta go.
I'm barefoot, cargo shorts, no shirt, just fucking animal.
That's how you're always dressed, bro.
Well, but
you ain't never got shoes on?
I ain't got shoes on right now. No, I like going barefoot.
Remember when you cut your foot open?
Oh, with the machete? Yeah. I'll tell you about that.
Good God.
In a little bit, yeah.
No, we're going to have to do that another time. You finish this story, we cut it off.
Oh, how long have we been?
How long you think?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it. We'll tell you.
Over an hour?
Oh, yeah, it's been good.
Motherfucker. Hell.
It's been really good.
So anyways. So at this point, I'm running down Chattanooga, just fucking in a rage, just screaming. The whole time I'm feeling nothing but goodness. And don't you hurt nobody. That's what I kept feeling.
That mushroom energy's wild, though.
But I kept feeling, don't you hurt nobody. And I was like, I ain't gonna hurt nobody. Now let's go, motherfucker. And that's the type of, it felt more like a damn Vision Quest, like a Native American Vision Quest. But that's where it gets crazy. I go down, we're running. We ended up getting to an intersection around Chattanooga Choo Choo. And at this point, there's a shit ton of cops. I'm talking about, I'm surrounded. I'm in the middle of the street. And here comes these guys with their taser. Get on the ground. At this point, I have a pretty bad taste in my mouth from law enforcement.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck you. That's what I'm like.
I am not getting down.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. And so I ended up, these two guys come up, try to take me down. I'm standing up like that. They can't take me down. Well, here comes a taser. Pow. And here comes another taser. Pow. And I know to grab the wires to arc it. To arc. You grab the wires, you arc the damn taser.
You pull them together?
Yeah, you pull the wires together and you arc it. That's why a taser ain't that good.
So you're not getting, now if I'm ever getting tased, if I just pull the wires together.
Yeah, you're not getting tased. So, but anyways, they didn't stop. All 14 or 15 of them tasing me. And so they ended up shooting me. Pow, 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 pow. I'm like, fuck you, motherfuckers. And here comes some in my back. And I got both hands full and I was like, damn. I ain't got enough hands.
That's it.
And so I go down, and they ended up start beating the hell out of me, which I deserved. I deserved every bit that I had.
Yeah, sometimes you deserve to have.
Hell yes, and it's the worst physical pain I've ever felt in my entire life. And so I get up.
Them tasing you or whooping your ass?
All of it. Every bit of it. So I get up. And I'm still, fuck you, motherfucker. Well, here comes this one motherfucker that knows what he's doing. He picks me up from behind and he suplexed me. Thank God my jaw caught my fall because it fucking on the pavement. But when I was going down, it was like slow motion, and all I heard in my head was "bite down, motherfucker, bite." And I also heard, "You had this coming. Bite down."
First one was you. Second one was God.
Well, all of it was.
Yeah, you had it coming.
Yeah, I've had it coming. No, I've had this ass whooping coming.
Yeah,
I've had this ass whooping coming, and I needed it, son. I fucking needed this shit. It sounds crazy to a lot of people, but to me, it makes perfect sense.
No, for sure.
But anyways, he picks me up. Whoever picks me up, they knew what they was doing, and they just, wow. They picked me up from behind, and while I'm going down, I hear in my head, bite down, motherfucker, here it comes. And then I did. They was trying to knock me out.
Yeah.
And they couldn't. And bit down hard. And then so I got back up again, and here he comes again. Suplexes me, trying to knock me out again. And this time in slow motion, I see Ron White on stage. You know Ron White?
Yeah, tater salad.
Tater salad. Well, it's during that bit, and he said, I knew how many they was going to use. Boom, when he did that bit about getting thrown out in the bar.
I don't remember it.
Oh, well, anyways, when he's getting thrown out in the bar, I knew how many they was going to use. And I started smiling when I went down because everything was clicking in my head about like, well, this is unnecessary, I think. And then I was like, we never learned this in the academy. And I fucking hit my jaw again hard. And then I got back up and I was like, oh. And then the fucking paramedics.
You better stop.
Yeah, the paramedics look at me and they're cool. They're chill. They're like, hey, man, you want to help us out and get on this cot? I said, yeah. That's all the fuck you had to do was talk to me, motherfuckers.
Yes.
And that's it. And so I get on the cot and I was like, I was trying to lay down like this. I was like, no, you got to go face down. We got to strap you down. I was like, I understand. This. I understand. And I was coherent at an extent.
Yeah.
But I had so much just shit to work out.
Yeah.
And so they get me on the cot and they put me in there and I'm start like trying to preach to people
about
God and stuff like that. And I see this black cop and I start putting my head on him. I was like, oh, thank you. And it was cool. It was cool. And I get to the hospital. I get to Erlanger. They take me to Erlanger.
You told them God is good all the time.
Well, no, and shit started getting weird, man. Shit started getting weird. Like my family was coming up in my head. All kinds of shit was coming up in my head and stuff like that. And they ended up because the cops thought I was on cocaine or something. They drug tested me and all I failed for was marijuana.
Yeah.
And that was it. Because mushrooms don't show up.
No, nothing.
And because the doctor asked me, hey, all you took was marijuana. I was like, oh, a smidgen of mushrooms, just a smidgen.
What did doc say?
Oh, he's like, wow. Okay, cool. All right. And they're just torquing my shoulder and shit because they're still hurting me. The cops are still hurting me while I'm strapped down.
And you've done been strapped. That's not the job.
No, it's not. But they're still hurting me. But to me, I felt like I needed it.
Yeah.
I needed to get hurt.
I deserved this.
I deserved this. I deserved every bit that's coming my way.
Yeah.
And so there's a team of nurses around me. And I'm still strapped down. And I see this one nurse. I look up to her and I could just tell she's a sweet person. I'll say, will you please pet me? And she's like, oh. And she starts petting my head and stuff. And I was like, so they gave me a shot of Geodon, knocked my ass out.
Yeah.
I woke up the next morning.
In the jail or still the hospital?
No, I was in the hospital. They didn't take me to jail. I woke up the next morning, no cops around. The nurse came to me and I was like, I already knew what I'd done and the night that happened. And I was like, and I didn't say much at all. The nurse was like, you're going to have to, here's your papers. You're going to have to leave. I was like, I'm so sorry, guys. And then she started feeling sorry for me. And she said, hey, look, there's a phone over there if you want to use it. I was like, no, I'll just leave the hospital when I get out. And I had all these stickers on me.
Yeah.
I had all these stickers on me. It's still shirtless, cargo shorts, no shoes. And I'm walking out the hospital. And when I see the sunrise in Chattanooga, it's the prettiest sunrise I've ever seen in my life. And it's like this revelation came over me like, fuck, I needed this shit.
Yeah.
I needed this shit, but
you didn't go to jail at all?
No, not at all.
Yes.
No cops fucking took me to jail.
That was a vision quest. That was.
But the thing about it is that I started realizing that maybe they just felt sorry for me for beating the hell out of me, and then I realized all they really had me on was jaywalking. That's it.
Oh, well, man.
Hang on.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So, anyways, after I got to tell about when I go to the mental hospital.
Go ahead. Go.
So when I get done, meet up with my buddy at the gas station. When I go into the gas station, didn't have nothing in my pockets. Thank God, because if I had a shirt on, they probably would have killed me. Honestly, because thinking that I had something in my pocket or something. Honestly, they probably would have killed me. But I was wondering why I ain't dead.
Yeah.
So I call my buddy. I'm like, hey, look, I'm here at this gas station. He's like, oh my God, you ain't dead? No, I'm not dead. I'm alive. I still got these stickers on me and
I'm
stuff.
not dead.
I need you to just pick me up, please. And so he came and picked me up, and I had all these stickers on because I didn't want to take them stickers off because I didn't want to rip out my chest hair. And I was like, that'll hurt. That'll hurt.
You just left them on.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
I just left them on. And anyways, I had to nut up and down, take my stickers off eventually. But he's like, what happened? I was like, I think my life just changed. And then I told my family, my mama was so worried about me. And she had me checked out from different mental hospitals and stuff. They did tests and all that. They found nothing wrong with me, my blood work or CAT scans or anything like that. But I do think I had some type of brain trauma because I was pretty crazy at this point. And every time I went there to tell them my story, I would always say, I went on a Native American vision quest. And every time I said that, they shot me up with Geodon and I went to sleep. And so I stopped saying that. And I ended up getting pretty crazy. Caleb had to single-handedly beat my ass and choke me out. But one Caleb versus all them cops. One of my brother
is all it took.
That's all it took. Is one of my brother and all them cops.
And they don't get that.
No, they don't get that. But then, so I ended up going crazy, and I had to end up turning myself in because I got a court order to go to the mental hospital in Coleman. And it's a good mental hospital, but I was the only court ordered psycho there. I was. Everybody else was self-check-in. They actually was responsible enough to know that they needed help.
Yeah.
But me, I was like, why am I even here? I don't even understand. I don't even understand why I'm here. But they ended up diagnosing me with bipolar 1. That's the highest bipolar you can have. And they tried to put me on. They told me that the Paxil was bad. Was
for
horrible
how you
for
were.
Me. Yes, for how I was. They told me that the Paxil was horrible for me, and that they put me on an antipsychotic that only put me to sleep. So how can I have mental problems if I'm always asleep? That was the fix, I think. So I was like, nah. So I told my family for a while. I was like, look, they kept asking me, oh, Tyler, how's your medicine going? I'm like, it's going great, and I'm not taking it. But what I was doing was smoking weed.
Yeah.
And they ended up seeing a drastic change because I got my head out of my ass.
Yeah.
I finally got my head out of my ass and like, oh God, my kids deserve so much better from me. My family deserves so much better from me. Everybody around me deserves so much better from me.
And all it took was you smoking a little pot.
That's it. That's it from the get-go.
They didn't need to fill you up. Had to.
No, not at all. But anyway, we can cut it off.
Man, it really has been an awesome day. I was going to play you off good, and I had already thought about how I was going to do it. I don't think that's probably the last stories we're going to get from you. I don't think that's probably all of it. I really am proud to have you as a friend. I think you're doing a lot of cool stuff, buddy. And I mean that. I appreciate you going on here today. We'll get you on again. Keep a lookout for Tyler Perea. He's got tons of funny stories. He's a super great comedian, super great friend of mine. He's one of the coaches at the gym. We'd love to have everybody. Tyler, it really has been awesome, buddy. I appreciate it. I love you, buddy. We're going to do it again.
Yeah.
How long you thinking is on here?
An hour and a half.